It's a fantastic Friday here in downtown Utica, and you know what that means at Jimmy John's Field. It's Friday fireworks. Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Brendan Shabath. That's Nick Matthews. We've got another game for you today. It's the home Westside Woolly Mammoths against the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Nick, should be a good matchup today. Our Friday night baseball. We've got the fireworks today. It's sunny skies, partly cloudy. The temperature, low 70s, mid 70s. Not the best weather we've had, but certainly better than yesterday. We had the hour-long rain delay between the Beavers and the Unicorns.
That's right. The weather definitely played a factor in yesterday's game, with the Unicorns taking the W over the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers 5-4. The Unicorns scoring 3 runs in the first inning, and they had to attribute to some of the errors and some of the weather playing a factor, early downpouring buckets in yesterday's game.
Yeah, there were a couple of missed throws down to third base from Beavers catcher Josh Wannenberg. Talked to him about that today. He said, yeah, the ball was pretty slippery. It was also my first pro game under the lights. Might have been a little bit of jitters, and it really helped the Unicorns get that 3-run first inning. But today it's the Hoppers and the Mammoths. Both of these teams have already played this week. The Mammoths won on Tuesday 8-2 over the Beavers in a non-public game.
Yep, the Mammoths are rolling. They're hitting very well. They're seeing the ball with tenacity, and they're hitting for power right now, and I see it. I see it throughout the entire lineup. There isn't a single weakling or an outlier that in this Mammoth order. They're all hitting the ball very well, and it's going to be very tough on Andrew Verbrugge today.
And Andrew Verbrugge and his squad, the Diamond Hoppers, went on Wednesday against the Unicorns. It was Jacob Wazinski, the newcomer out of Oakland, who pitched the first 4 innings for the Diamond Hoppers in that game. Gave up 1 run, a home run to Kevin Lambert, but the Diamond Hoppers were able to pull out the win 3-1. Ryan Kotke said he felt like it was his team's first real complete game, and they had a really good win. They didn't do anything wrong. They did everything well. They had a 2-run, 2-out rally in the second inning of that game to get on the board first. And they did everything right. They got their second win of the year. That's 2 in a row. They beat the first-place team, the Unicorns, who only have 1 loss now. Things are looking up for the Diamond Hoppers.
They're hopping along. They're doing very well. They're finding their spot. They're finding their rhythm, and that's what a good ball club is supposed to do, is just find the key roles, key spots for everybody on the team so they can do their part, so they're not trying to overwork themselves and try to shine above anybody else. They're all doing their part, and they're getting wins, and it's showing.
So today, starting on the bump for the away Eastside Diamond Hoppers is Andrew Verbrugge. He's looked good so far. Hasn't quite lived up to the expectations that we thought early in the year, but talk to Mitch Aker, our pitching coordinator here at the USPBL. He's done some mechanical work. We should see some of that put in play today. Hopefully a better start for him than he's had in the past.
For sure. He's looking to get out there, make some names, make a name for himself, and throw some decent pitches, and hopefully get the Mammoths a win here today.
And on the other side, a technical newcomer for the Westside Woolly Mammoths in Adrian Cook.
Adrian Cook, there he is.
He's returning to the USPBL. He was with us last year for 20 games, went on to play in the Atlantic League for another few more games. Now is back, hard throwing, 90-95 fastball. He's going to have a slider and changeup too. For some of the familiar fans here who have been here a while, Adrian Cook they get to see again. For people like us who maybe weren't here last year, our first time seeing him, it should be fun tonight.
Yep, he's out of Victoria, Texas. Should be a fun day. And I'm ready for some baseball. Are you?
I sure am. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both of these teams. We'll start with the visiting Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Batting first and playing shortstop is going to be Alex Pupp, who's hitting almost 500 through about 30 at-bats to start this year. Batting second and playing center is Blake Porter, the lefty in the lineup. Batting third and playing first, the typical 3-hole Joe Burke, who's really turned it around lately for the Diamond Hoppers. Batting fourth and DHing is Nick Kreitzer, another guy who cranked 2 home runs last week, really feeling comfortable at the plate. Batting fifth and playing left, Sean Lawler. Sixth and playing third is Chris De Los Santos. In the 7-hole and playing second base is Walker Paz, another lefty for the Hoppers. Catching today is Michael Luker. He bats 8th, and then out in right is Griffin Schneider, and he bats 9th. Taking a look at the Westside Woolly Mammoths, the home team today, another newcomer, Nathan Ade, playing left field and leading things off for the Mammoths. Ade has looked fantastic in his first couple of professional at-bats. Batting second and playing center is Tanner Thomas. Behind the plate for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is Nick Caruso, the De La Salle native, batting third. Batting fourth and playing DH is Greg Vaughn Jr. He had a home run in the non-public for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, his first of the year. Batting fifth and in right is Wade Weinberger in his typical spot out there in right field, another lefty in the Mammoths lineup. At first today, Dakota McFadden, another home run hitter on Tuesday for the Mammoths. He bats sixth. Batting seventh and playing third on the hot corner, Buddy Dwayne Jr. Batting eighth, and at second is Houston Parker, and rounding out the infield batting ninth is the shortstop Elijah Brown. So, Nick, we take a look at this Woolly Mammoths lineup first. Really, 1 through 9, there's something positive about every single guy. You know, Nathan Ade does a great job working the pitch count and seeing a lot of pitches and having good at-bats. Dakota McFadden can crank the ball, sees a lot of pitches. They've got speed in this lineup. Buddy Dwayne, we know he's going to crank a home run at some point. Vaughn's got a home run recently. Weinberger's got a home run recently. This is slowly but surely becoming arguably the best lineup in the league right now.
Arguably, yeah. The only ones that I can think of that could come to mind for the offensive traits that you're projecting right now is the Utica Unicorns, and both of these teams are both at the top of their divisions right now in the USPBL, and for good reason, because of all these awesome traits that these two powerhouse offenses provide, and they're all having a key recipe that is working for them in their own way.
And for the Diamond Hoppers, it's more of a 1 through 6 group that has really done well. They're trying to shore up the bottom of that lineup to try to bring them up, but on the opposite side, they're pitching. They've got one of the best staffs right now in the league as well. We're going to see a little bit of that today. They've already had Pierce Banks move on to affiliate ball with the Minnesota Twins, and they've got another guy in Carson Ferry and maybe another one tonight in Andrew Verbrucki on the short list to be like, hey, these guys might get out of here soon.
Both of these two teams having one key trait to them, the offense from the Mammoths and then the defense from the Hoppers. It's supposed to be a great game tonight, and I'm actually really intrigued to see how it's going to turn out.
Well, it should be a good one, and if you want to watch it, stick around. First pitch is coming up shortly right here on the USPBL Network.
Companies are competing for talent like never before. With the complexities of handling tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and other HR functions, it's easy to see how a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions makes all the difference. Tryon empowers businesses of all sizes to attract and retain talent by offering access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field. We thank you so much for joining us, and we want to thank our sponsors for today. Today's game sponsor is brought to you by Summit Oral and the following: Ascension, Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jarbcom, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, Scott's, Valpak, and United Wholesale Mortgage. We thank all of our sponsors for everything that they do for the USPBL. Nick Matthews, Brendan Shabath bringing you the call of today's game. And Nick, we, I think, got a little bit ahead of ourselves in the pregame show discussing the weather because it has since clouded up, cooled down, and the forecast now says light drizzle. So not drastic, nothing disastrous that's going to ruin this game, but light drizzle, 71 degrees right now. It's only going to get colder as the sun goes down. We need a good day here, hopefully tomorrow, right?
We really do. Michigan has been throwing us curveballs left and right that we're swinging and missing right now, but hopefully it will turn back up. We'll get out of the slump.
Speaking of Michigan weather, Perry Bewley, Unicorns relief pitcher, was our player of the game last night. He comes from Ohio, but he played his college days in the GLIAC, which is made up entirely of Michigan schools except for the school that Perry went to. And he said one thing his coaches made aware of him and all of his teammates before every season was, hey, we're playing in Michigan when we're not playing at home, and the weather is going to change, and it's going to change quick and change often. And he saw that last night, and we saw that again today.
Absolutely, and it's going to keep changing. Every 5 minutes, it's something new, you know? Even on my freaking 4th birthday, it was like 4 different seasons. There was snow, there was rain, there was the sun, and then it was windy, all in one day. I was like, wow.
Got a little bit of everything. Yeah. Four seasons for the 4th birthday. How about that?
That was wild.
We're moments away from first pitch here, about 10 minutes. So, Nick, let's go over some of the keys of the game.
Let's do it.
We talked about the power that the Mammoths have and this pitching staff that the Hoppers have. Let's talk about the Hoppers' offense. What do they need to do to start this game to put themselves in a good spot to win?
The Hoppers, they have to have a solid defense. They have to have a lot of key components of their offense working, that top of the order, getting on base so that the bottom half of the order can drive in some runs, manufacture, and ultimately try to relieve some of the pressure for Andrew Verbrugge on the mound.
Ryan Kotke and Taylor Jellikowski doing some PR at the home plate meeting before the game. And for the Mammoths on the other side, they've been a solid defensive team all year. They're going to have to keep that up today because the bats for the Hoppers have come alive, especially at the top of the order with Alex Pupp, Blake Porter, Joe Burke, and Nick Kreitzer.
Absolutely. As of recent, the Hoppers are a hitting team, and this is a good thing for the pitching staff so they can have some relief, like we mentioned. And the Mammoths are going to have their work cut out for them today, but they fortunately have a solid order to boost up their pitching staff with their offense too.
Also excited to see our starting pitchers today, Andrew Verbrugge for the Diamond Hoppers, and Adrian Cook, as we mentioned, the returner to the USPBL. He left us last year for the Atlantic League, is back. Last season he spent 20 games with the Hoppers, had 4 appearances with Southern Maryland in the Atlantic League. 49 innings pitched total last year, 31 walks to 57 strikeouts. A guy who's going to throw hard, who's going to throw downhill, fastball, slider, changeup mix. Should be interesting to see him have his first start this year, and we don't often see too many guys who have already played a full season professionally kind of come back to the league and get resituated. Should be interesting to see how that plays out.
Absolutely. Interesting because it's his first time out on the mound. He's out of Victoria, Texas, and out of the Atlantic League. He did have a couple starts before that he moved to the Atlantic League, but it's good to see him back and see how he adjusts back into the USPBL.
Had a 4-2 record last year between the two leagues. All 4 of those wins came here at the USPBL. Was primarily a reliever. Had 24 appearances, only 8 of them starts between the two leagues last year. It should be Greg Lokinen, the other starter for the Mammoths, piggybacking today out of the bullpen. The lefty will come in for the Mammoths. On the other side, as we mentioned, Andrew Verbrugge is the starter. And same thing, another starter turned reliever today, Carson Ferry, is going to piggyback. He's another lefty out of Paw Paw, Michigan. We've been really impressed with him through a few games this year.
Absolutely. Carson Ferry is one of those pitchers that has a lot of potential, that can have a lot of movement with his pitches and hopefully make it to the next level, as all these players are trying to do.
Has a ferocious fastball, a tight slider. He's incorporated that curveball. He's even working on developing possibly a split change coming up in the next few games, so we'll see. First pitch coming up momentarily here on the USPBL Network. Stick around, we've got it in just a few minutes.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Let's take a look at our pitching comparison brought to you by Ascension. We thank Ascension for their sponsorship of the USPBL. As we mentioned, it's Adrian Cook and Andrew Verbrugge today. Verbrugge's got an 0-1 record with a 9.00 ERA through 12 innings so far this season. Has given up 14 hits, 8 walks, 5 strikeouts, or excuse me, the other way around, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks. Has a walk rate of 3.8 per 9 and strikeouts at 6 per 9. Has also given up 2 home runs. Looking to flip the script on those today. And obviously you see zeros there for Adrian Cook, his first start this season in the USPBL. Last season, 4-2 record, 49 innings pitched, 31 walks, 57 strikeouts. Had a good performance here last year before moving on to the Atlantic League. 8 of his starts last year, 7 of them came here in the USPBL as they announce the starting lineups for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. When they're finished with that, it'll be time for the national anthem. And then all of these non-baseball people, the kids, parents, band that you see on the field, they'll depart, hopefully, right? And hopefully. And then we'll have first pitch coming up momentarily. Stick around on the USPBL Network.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
While credit cards help pay for everyday expenses, carrying a balance each month can be tough on your budget. Since interest rates compound daily, the amount you owe gets bigger and bigger each day the balance goes unpaid. A Green Path debt management program helps you regain control of your finances by lowering credit card interest rates, reducing your monthly payments, stopping late fees, improving overall financial health, paying off credit card debt in 5 years or less, Our caring certified counselors work with you to understand your financial picture and support you on the steps to get control of high-interest debt and achieve financial health. Call 844-572-5921 and get control of high-interest credit card debt today.
There's nothing better than a ball game at Jimmy John's Field and a cold beer from Midland Brewing Company. Hi, I'm Kyle, the head brewer at Midland Brewing Company, here to wish you a stellar time making memories at Jimmy John's Field. And we hope that you're living it up with a Copper Harbor Ale in your cup. You can find more of our selections here at the ballpark and around town at your favorite bottle shops too. We hope you have a ball at the game, and remember, enjoy responsibly. Let's play ball.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Time for baseball here at Jimmy John's Field on the US PBL Network. I'm Brendan Shabath. Joining alongside me is Nick Matthews. Nick, as we wait for the fans and children and parents and babies and strollers to clear off the field, let's take a look at the YouTube and Facebook comments on the stream. Roddy Thomas says, "Let's go Hoppers." Malik Barrington says, "Supporting the boys during my rain delay. Let's go, fellas." Some of you might recognize that name. Malik Barrington was here in the US PBL last season with the Birmingham Bloomfield. Now a part of the Minnesota Twins organization down in Fort Myers in A-ball. Checking in with the US PBL. Good to see you, Malik.
Always good to hear from you.
Lorena Pena says, "From Denver, let's go Hoppers." Across to the west side of the country out there in Colorado. Nick Kreitzer playing today, DHing for the Diamond Hoppers. He's a Colorado native. There's Ribby. He lost his head in the kid the other day. Be him or Woolley racing today, but if it's Ribby, he better have an extra chin strap on today.
Fasted on tight.
Due up for the Diamond Hoppers at the top of the order is going to be Alex Pup, Blake Porter, and Joe Burt. We really can't say enough about how good Alex Pup has been so far this year. He's hitting just below 500 this season through about 29 at-bats.
He's got 12 hits.
He's hitting 462. He's slugging at 500, gets on base at 533. 12 hits. No home runs yet for Pup. Not exactly a power kind of guy, more doubles and singles, get on base, get around the base paths, steal, scoring position.
And then eventually score, yeah.
4 walks and 4 strikeouts to his name. Blake Porter in the 2 slot of this order. He has a home run this year. And Joe Burke, the number 3 hole, he's got 2 home runs. He had them both in the same game last week. It was a big day, a much day for him. Diamond Hoppers still would end up losing that game to the Unicorns 12-5. If I told you Joe Burke and Nick Kreitzer each hit 2 home runs in the same game, I don't think you would have believed me if I told you the Hoppers ended up losing. Pup is ready with Nick Caruso, the catcher of the Mammoths. There's still a log jam over here by the gate. Fans off the field, so we're not quite ready for baseball yet. While we wait, let's take a look at the defense for the Westside Woolly Mammoths behind Adrian Cook. Out in left is Nathan Ade. In center, Tanner Thomas. And in right, Wade Weinberg. Ade's one of the newcomers that we really like. He's had a fantastic start to his year. At third is Buddy Duane Jr. At short, Elijah Brown. At second, Houston Parker. And at first, and battery is Nick Caruso, the catcher.
I believe that was Westside that beat them 12-5 instead of the Utica Unicorns. Both offenses going to be hot and heavy today and coming around these past few games. It's always good to see, especially if you're a spectator, to see plenty of offense.
Fans are getting closer, not quite off the field yet. Alex Pup and the Diamond Hoppers, as you can see in their polka dot spotted green uniforms today. The Mammoths in their typical home whites. I tell you what, those home whites for the Mammoths look pretty nice. You got to look closely, but if you catch a glimpse of the back of those uniforms, you can see the number, and then there's a woolly mammoth behind the number, kind of faded little. They turned down the opacity on it, but it looks pretty cool. You can see their logo.
Sweet, yeah. When I first saw the undershirts for the woolly mammoths that shine through the jerseys, but it's actually imprinted on itself. Wow.
Plate umpire cleans off the plate, and we should be just about ready for baseball now. Righty-righty matchup to start as Pup steps in handed batter's box. Pitches at 7:15. It's a fastball at 92 inside for ball 1.
Cool 71-degree temperature at the first pitch. Down to 63 tonight.
Fastball start for Cook. That one got up to 90. He's certainly going to be one of the higher guys in the USPBL this year. Slider and a changeup. There is that changeup at 70. So Pup quickly ahead 3-0. That slider was in the mid to low 70s. And the DV Shane McCaddy said they were working on trying to get the velocity up with people here. Haven't seen Cook throw yet. Chance Mitch Aker certainly right now is he dots a strike in there at 92 for strike 1. Three balls and a strike to Pup. There's a slider in there at 78, so the velocity has gone up a notch with that pitch.
Good solid movement there.
Started on right half of the plate. Slid over to the full count. Pup looks at a ball in the dirt. Walk for the Hoppers to get on.
Next up for the Hoppers, the center fielder number 4, Blake Porter.
So offense for the Diamond Hoppers today. Due up now is Blake, if he can add any more base runners for this Hopper offense.
And already has a home run this year. Seven for 29. It's a 241 average. They're almost 30 at bat. Just below 400. Has the count at 2-0. The native, of Las Vegas, Nevada. Played Portland in the WCC. Pup leads off on first. Healthy lead. Swing and a miss for Porter on the first swinging strike today for Adrian Cook.
Porter, the lefty, see if he can hit a solid one out to the berm out there. Looks like all the high schoolers are filling up the berm as a promotional night it is.
Swing and a miss again for Porter. It's senior pack the lawn night. Seniors get, high school seniors that is, get free admission to lawn seats. The wind not exactly favoring lefties today right now. It's blowing pretty straight out to center. 2-2 was outside. Another full count for Adrian Cook. There's a changeup at 75 on the outside of the zone. Full count again. Payoff pitch. Got him. Low and away, a perfect pitch from Adrian Cook, and Porter didn't like the call. A called third strike and out number 1.
There's Adrian Cook's first recorded out of this season, and now he will face Joe Burke, hot hitter as of late.
Four RBIs to Burke's name this year. 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. Go to swing. Caruso, quick throw down to second. Parker as it scoots over his glove by Elijah Brown to back up the throw, and Pup is awarded a stolen base.
That throw was a little bit more on target. There.
It seemed like it got down there in time. To the left of the second base bag. Now a runner in scoring position for Burke. He's behind. Pitch was in there for a call. There's 0-2 as he waves.
Quickly getting ahead of Joe Burke.
Down. Pup the runner at second after the leadoff walk. Fastball high at 91. The 1-2 is in the dirt. Cook evens up the count. Two to Burke is hit to short. Brown is there. Pup retreats to second. Out for Joe Burke and out number 2.
Good scoop over there by Dakota McFadden from the transfer from Elijah Brown.
Talked to McFadden today. He's listed as he's been playing first for this Mammoths team. A bat that they certainly like to keep in the lineup at all times, but defensively he's been over at first. Says he feels comfortable playing anywhere and just wants to do whatever he can to help the team win, but he's been really solid at first base this year. He's right field line right now and deep. Whole infield is pretty deep with Kreitzer. Our today.
Tanner Thomas out there in center field playing just base bag.
Whole outfield relatively shaded for Kreitzer to pull the ball. He's ahead with a good hitter's count, 2-0. Swing and a miss for Kreitzer there. Good pitch from Cook.
All the fans and the kids out on the field that was before the game their way into the bleachers. Packed house tonight here on Friday night.
That one's in there. Two balls in Kreitzer. Pup leads off on second. Swing and a miss, and Adrian Cook getting out of the inning.
Good movement.
Strikeout after the leadoff walk. And nothing. Hoppers. Now it's time for Chelsea Cooper, Florida's sweetheart of the game with JJ. JJ finds Nancy, who's our sweetheart of the game. JJ's a bit of a sweetheart himself.
And a hard worker, too.
And now it's time for the Freaky Fast Facts by Jimmy John's. No number to 999 includes the letter A word form. Wow. Who did that? That information out. The average American spends about 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. Yeah, I believe it's accurate. The lint in the bottom of your pocket is called ner. Ner? Is that a silent G? They should have put the pronunciation off the fact, because no one knows how to say that.
I believe it actually has a name. I thought it was just pocket lint.
Yeah, lint. Define starting pitcher Ruggie for the Diamondbacks. Lawler in left, Porter in center, and Schneider right. De Los Santos gets the start today at third. Alex Pup, the ever so trusty shortstop for the Hoppers. Walker Paz at second, and Joe Burke assistant over there at first base. And Michael Luker behind the play. Who's to catch for Andrew there. Verbrugge has a 2-seam and a 4-seam, both around 90, 89 to 91. He'll throw a curve and a change. We're told he has a slider. We haven't really seen it this year.
He's going to face Nathan Ade, Tanner Thomas, Russo this inning.
Ade has looked this year as he looks at a called strike one. 5 for 13. He was a late newcomer to join this Mammoths team. Had his first professional last week. Luker tried to frame that pitch. And 4 RBI Nathan Ade.
To the USPBL season. Field is playing him more towards the
87 on that fastball from Verbrugge.
One loop shot over Chris De Los Santos, and that could be a triple.
Foul tipped into the glove for strike Nathan Ade.
Next up for Thomas.
Tanner Thomas, just 3 lefties in this. Thomas, 333 to start the year. He's still has only been caught once. 4 RBIs as well. He fouls that fastball back into
Double-digit hits, too.
one of the few guys in the double digits already. He's the 0-1 is high and away. Pitches outside, but a called strike for Tanner Thomas. He didn't like that one. That was the ball at 89. .83 miles an hour there for Verbrugge. That's the changeup. Outside 2-2. Bottom first, still no score. And another full count. We had 3 full counts last inning for the Hoppers, and now we have the first one for the Mammoths. The payoff pitch, fouled away.
Good spoil.
Fastball in on the hands at 89, well located by Verbrugge. Thomas did just that, spoiled that pitch, stays alive. Do it again, and Thomas worked the walk.
Great battle. Not much to it. Tanner Thomas found a pitch that he liked, just missed it, worked the count into his favor and drew a walk.
That foul tip works out as the next pitch is low from Verbrugge and Thomas gets on base.
Here's Nick Caruso for the Mammoths.
Caruso, the catcher. He's someone we're kind of waiting on to get his first home run. Tanner Thomas went, and it was not even close. He got a huge jump and an easy stolen base, maybe the easiest one we've seen this year.
Tanner Thomas looked like he did what's called a delayed steal, and faking out the pitcher, just bouncing around and waiting for the perfect moment when he sets to go.
1-0, outside edge, strike 1. And Caruso this year, 5 for 27, has a couple RBIs. Hasn't struck out a lot, hasn't walked a lot either, so he's put the ball in play quite a bit. Has had a lot of hard hit balls to the outfield for flyouts.
Certainly got a lot of pop in his bat.
Curveball at 73 is outside. And Caruso is bound to get one soon. Today might be a decent day with that wind just blowing pretty straight out to center. That's a 2-seamer with a little tail on it at 90 in there for strike 2. Good-looking pitch from Verbrugge.
Nick Caruso, also one of the taller catchers in the league at 6'4".
You're not going to see too many catchers that tall as he swings and misses for out number 2 and strikeout number 2 for Verbrugge. It's a follow-up your point, Nick. Michael Luker, who's the catcher today for the Hoppers, stands at only 5'6". Caruso 6'4", certainly on the taller spectrum.
Certainly a difference playing the same position.
Here's Greg Vaughn Jr. Fouls this fastball back over above the dugout. Vaughn had a home run in the non-public game on Tuesday. He went 1 for 4. It was a 3-run shot in his home run. Outside edge, another good fastball from Verbrugge, strike 2. On behind 0-2 for Brugge. Works a curveball outside.
Solid looking curveball. Got a lot of drop on it.
Thomas the runner at second. Hopper's in the last half inning, and the men going to do the same. 3 strikeouts and a walk for Brugge. Gets out of the inning. And for the Mammoths, we'll be back on BL Network in a few minutes.
I'm all in with HR and Organizational Development Council.
I'm all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA Councils.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Well, how about these two guys? That man, Adrian Cook, gave up a leadoff walk last inning to start this game and then went strikeout, ground out, strikeout. And then Andrew Verbrugge on the other side struck out the leadoff batter, Nathan Ade, gave up a walk, and then went strikeout.
Anything I can do better.
So 6 outs in this game so far, and them have been Ks. Here's Sean Lawler for the Hoppers. 7 hitters. Lawler, De Los Santos, and Pop. Lefty-righty matchup with Lawler as he checks his swing. It's in for a strike.
Lawler, 6 hits and 8 walks.
The best in the league at work in a walk. Through this season. Waves at that one there. Trying to work a walk from this count. John Dombrowski, the Hoppers co-manager who does a lot, all of the catchers in the USPBL. The 0-2 is in there for a called third strike, and that's the third strikeout for Cook.
Second backwards.
But John Dombrowski, with all of the catchers, as we mentioned, sent a graphic to the catchers group chat that he has so kindly Jeremy and I, and so we can get some information they've been working on of the 20 MLB averages count, per first pitch strikes and per first 2 and 1 and 2, and it is drastic the difference when you get a first pitch strike as a pitcher. De Los Santos, a little bloop single in the first hit of the game for either team over the head of Houston Parker there in second. 1 pitch, 1 single.
That was up and in, and he just swatted that one over to right center gap. Good dying Quail. I'll bring up Walker.
Hit for either. There's a De Los Santos. That's why you see a lot of catchers nowadays go down the knee, try to get that low strike. Stolen to start the at-bat. Pitch is high for ball 1 on to Paz.
Cook from the stretch. Dakota McFadden over there straddling first base. That one's low in the dirt.
Pitch inside for ball 2 as well. Two 0 to Paz. Thought about swinging, didn't. Was in there for a strike anyways. Strike 2 on Paz.
Good off speed.
Cook at 30 pitches right now. Through an inning and a third. See if he goes back to that slider, 2-2. De Los Santos, the runner on first. It was a slider. Paz, a little late, fouled it off. The opposite way over the screen. Two and got him. Adrian Cook has 4 strikeouts already. 2 of them looking, 2 of them swinging, and Paz is the most recent victim. Out number 2.
Good sequence pitching there to even the count at 2 apiece and eventually get him.
Now here's Michael Luker. Luker, the catcher today for the Hoppers. First pitch in there for a strike. 90-mile-an-hour fastball low and away. Tough pitch to hit.
Looks like our home plate umpire is going to be corner for both sides. That's how it's going to be today.
Another off-speed, 80-mile-an-hour change-up in there. Close one. Instead, it's ball 1.
Both Elijah Brown and Houston Parker thought it was strike 3 and end the inning.
First base side of the rubber, De Los Santos, the runner at first. Very short lead. Luker in tight on that right-handed batter's box. The 1-2. Another slider at 78 below. Good crowd on hand today for night fireworks. Seats are filled, lawn is filled, full.
Good day for baseball, too.
Yep. Seems like it's warmed a bit since we've started. The 2-2 was below the zone again, ball 3.
Not too much wind as there was.
American flag out in center is relatively limp. The pennants also pretty limp. There's not a whole lot of wind out there. De Los Santos going, and it's below the zone for ball 4.
Good work from Luker for a walk on an 0-2 count. Outside composure and drawing a walk.
Griffin Schneider, 2 for 15 to start. We've seen the Hoppers have 2-out rallies before. That's how they got 2 of their 3 runs in the win on Wednesday against the first place Unicorns.
Somebody finally taking them down.
2 on and 2 out here. Cook dots a second strike in there after getting Schneider to swing and miss on the first one. Fastball at 90. Velocity started today around 91, 92, has since been pretty consistent, 89, 90. Check swing for Schneider. Ball bounces on the plate for ball one.
Looked like he fouled that one off. Check swing, foul. Didn't mean to go, but he did.
The 0-2, swing and a miss. So Adrian Cook, strikeout, single, strikeout, walk, strikeout. And now he's already up to 5 through 2 innings already. See what his opponent, Andrew Verbrugge, who had 3 strikeouts in the first inning, what he can do on the other side of this break on the USPBL Network.
Every summer, my family loves to have a neighborhood movie night in our backyard. And with my Chevy Blazer, I can head out and get everything we need for a great night. It has plenty of room for picking up friends, and the available hands-free liftgate is perfect for loading unhandy supplies. You know, it may be movie night, but my Blazer is the main attraction wherever I go.
Lease a 2022 Blazer 2LT for just $239 a month for 24 months. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Andrew Verbrugge takes the mound for inning number 2. Had 3 strikeouts in the first inning. He's got to show up his opponent, Adrian Cook, who had 3 strikeouts for all 3 outs in the second inning.
What a good husband down there, carrying 5 Hungry Howie's pizzas down there. For his wife.
5 of them, wow.
5 of them, for his wife and family.
Got to provide. In the form of 5 delicious Hungry Howie's pizzas. You fan of Hungry Howie's?
I am, actually, yeah.
Hungry Howie's is very good.
Very, very tasty. What do you like? What kind of crust do you like?
I don't go with the flavored crust too much. I'm pretty traditional.
Okay. I don't do the extravagant ones, but I'll get an occasional buttered garlic crust.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
I've had the buttered garlic. That one I do like. First pitch to Wade Weinberger. Bottom corner for a strike. Now, not Hungry Howie's, but Little Caesars, you can get butter and Parmesan on your pizza, and that is absolutely fantastic.
Yes. Some of my buddies and myself will go to one actually pretty close to here and do that.
Weinberger behind 0-2, fouls that one off.
Some of my buddies from the parking lot crew, if it's a good evening and there's not a game, then we'll go grab a pizza, put the garlic Parmesan on it. Pretty tasty.
Verbrugge steps off, little miscommunication with the signs with Luker. Now he's ready on the 0-2. Inside and low, ball 1. Weinberger tiptoed out of the way. Curveball at 75, back door, and a backwards K for Andrew Verbrugge. He's got it going right now. It's Weinberger looking.
Here's the big stick. Dakota McFadden with 2 homers and 4 RBIs to start off the season.
McFadden's a fun guy to watch. Always has a happy attitude, smiling, dancing, joking around. 90-mile-an-hour two-seam. Little tail on that one, strike one.
Good personality on this guy. Loves to hunt, loves to fish.
Yep.
Outdoorsman.
Native of Rocky Point, North Carolina. Has that little... North Carolina's not exactly in the south, but McFadden's got that little southern twang in his accent.
You can hear it a little bit, yeah. Sun's starting to peek out over in left field.
Beautiful sights here at Jimmy John's Field. This one's chopped to second base for out number 2. Paz made the play.
There goes JJ.
JJ, the field general, putting in his work as usual.
Busy, busy boy JJ is.
That was the first out not appearing as a strikeout for Verbrugge in this game so far.
And there's another strike to Buddy Duane. Called strike one. Lance Robinson on Facebook says, "We on the hill, go Hoppers." That fastball at 89 up in the zone, foul tipped by Duane back to the screen. Verbrugge again quickly ahead, 0-2. Fastball up and away, two-seamer at 91, misses. And 1-2. Duane waves at it, and a little pop-up to Paz, and 3 up, 3 down for the Diamond Hoppers as we head to the top of the third here from Jimmy John's Field.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
We joined Green Path and instantly felt a support around us.
They developed a plan on paper, and this is how we're going to do it.
The plan that they gave me was something that was sustainable. It was something I could do. It was actually lowering my payments monthly by hundreds of dollars.
Choosing Green Path is a no-brainer.
Well, we've had quite the early pitching duel here between the Mammoths and the Hoppers. Verbrugge and Cook have both been dealing. Already 5 strikeouts for Adrian Cook and 4 for Andrew Verbrugge. 2 walks for Cook, only 1 for Verbrugge. Nick, they have just looked fantastic to start.
Impeccable to say the least.
Has been absolutely no offense, only 1 hit between the two teams. That's from Chris De Los Santos last inning on Cook.
And Cook will face the top of the order.
I use my highlighter on my scorebook to better see, you know, when we get to the later innings, to go back and total up the strikeouts, the walks, you know, whatever. And right now, through 2 innings on both sides, it's a lot of highlighters so far.
You might be running out of ink pretty soon if this keeps up.
At this rate, I think I'm in danger of having to get a new highlighter.
Here's Alex Pup, the leadoff hitter for the Hoppers.
Pup, one of just 3 base runners one time through the order for the Hoppers. Reached on a walk to start this game. And there for a strike.
In between the innings, the video monitor played what's coming August 18th. And you'll be surprised of who's coming back. That is
The Clydesdales, right?
Yeah, the Budweiser Clydesdales are making their appearance back at Jimmy John's Field.
That's absolutely awesome. Have to go down there and get a picture with them. Maybe, do you think we could have a Clydesdale on air? Would that work?
This room is pretty small, and they're pretty big. I don't know.
Maybe we could at least do like an interview with them. A post-game interview?
Post-game interview, yeah. You know what? We can make that work. Do you think if we lead it to water, do you think it'll drink?
Probably. 77-mile-an-hour slider from Cook. Misses for ball 2.
Some other promotional nights that are coming up are Country Music Night tomorrow night.
Second one of the year. Don't miss it.
And then June 16th is the Hispanic Heritage Night.
Tell you what, we got a sneak preview as Pup broke his bat. This will be a tough play for Dwayne. Bare hands it, throw to first. Nice job by Buddy Dwayne.
Good work there over on the corner to flip it to the other corner.
First time he's seen any action today, and he's absolutely ready for it. Yeah, Hispanic Heritage Night. We got a sneak preview, and I guess it's not a sneak preview. It's readily available to anyone who wants to go check out uspbl.com, check out the promotional schedule. But the Unicorns are getting special Hispanic uniforms for that day, and they're gorgeous. Those are some nice-looking unis.
The purple flowers accent the sleeves very nicely. The Los Unicornios de Utica.
It's Blake Porter now. Porter ahead 1-0. Make it 2. Porter a strikeout victim in the first. One of many, and likely many more the way these two pitchers are going right now. .80-mile-an-hour changeup misses the zone. Ahead 3-0. Badly missed it. Cook needed a strike and was nowhere near. Goes to the backstop in an easy 4-pitch walk for Blake Porter.
Next up for the Hoppers, the first baseman, number 15, Joe Burke.
The sun really peeking through right now over at shortstop and second base.
The shadows becoming a factor in some of these pitches. There's gray skies above the ballpark, but the sun setting over there in the west, kind of dipping below the clouds and shining on to Jimmy John's Field. Absolutely no wind at the moment for Joe Burke. Burke, this one's hit hard to left. Going back, this is going to be gone. Joe Burke, 1 pitch, 1 home run.
Wind, we don't need no stinking wind.
It's a 2-run shot, and the Hoppers are on the board first. We've talked about how their bats have been alive, and it's thanks to that man right there.
That's his third of the season.
How about Joey Burke? Call him Joey Bats the way he's hitting the ball lately.
He found one right over the heart of the plate and just took it to the warehouse in left field. Hoppers now lead 2-0.
Well, the last time Joe Burke hit a home run, this man at the plate followed up and said, anything you can do, I can do better, and cranked one himself. I think Kreitzer's going to try to redo that same situation again here as the Hoppers. The key for them that Ryan Koutke has talked about is getting on the board first and early. Some of the mistakes they've had that have cost them a lot of these games have been early mistakes. Kreitzer fouls this one back, and they get ahead early here. 2-1, good hitters count in the lefty-righty matchup for the DH. Kreitzer. Hard swing, but bulleted into the ground, foul. All the fielders behind Cook play Kreitzer to pull this ball. Elijah Brown, the shortstop, is almost behind second base. Big gap out there in left center between Thomas and Aid. Pitch inside at the feet of Kreitzer, full count. One down, the payoff pitch. Kreitzer got a little too excited with that one. Fouled it back. Nice one-handed grab by a fan.
There's a lucky fan.
Jeremy and I have talked a lot about how it's a bummer because many of these foul balls will hear a cheer or maybe some jeers even, and we can't really see. You know, there's a bunch of fans that are outside our sight lines, but that one we just barely caught out the press box window. 3-2 again, and another foul, this time the opposite way, so Kreitzer was ahead of one and behind that one. Pitch number 8 in this at-bat coming up. Three-two again, and a nice breaking ball, 80 miles an hour below the zone, got Kreitzer to swing.
That was a good quality at bat for Kreitzer, though. He ran up the pitch count for Adrian Cook, and now Cook is not going to be able to go as long due to the increased pitch rate. Now Sean Lawler for the Hoppers.
Lawler struck out last inning. But yeah, for Kreitzer, he's still going to get some high fives when he gets back to that dugout. It's always beneficial to everybody on your team when you can work an at-bat. 6 or 7 pitches. Greg Lokinen right on cue, warming up for the Woolly Mammoths. As we mentioned, Cook not a typical starter. Last season spent a lot of his time as a reliever. Pitch outside, ball 2. Not used to going as deep as 6, 7, 8 innings. Both of these teams are not going to send their starters out there for too long. Kind of a piggyback start for both Lokinen for the Mammoths and Carson Ferry for the Hoppers. And there for a strike at 87, bottom of the zone.
Looks like the berm out there in right field is getting even more packed. And all the lawn seats in front, the majority of them are occupied.
Those Adirondack chairs, great spot to catch a home run ball. Getting busy. Lawler's in a good home run count, 3-1, and a lefty. Look out, berm. And he walked him. It's walk number 4 on the day for Adrian Cook.
De Los Santos, one of the only 2 hits in this game so far. Singled in his first appearance.
And a little bloop single over the head of Houston Parker into right center. Sometimes that's the best you can do. Not every single is going to be a pretty line drive up the middle or through the gap. Sometimes you get a little blooper. Nonetheless, still goes in as a hit in the score box. Slider 77 below the zone. Ball 1.
Update on the Tigers game. Looks like that one's been delayed.
Is that a home game?
It is a home game.
And the rain has been spotty throughout the state of Michigan.
Tigers trailed that one 6-0.
De Los Santos back up the middle. Brown, 6-4 for the force out. And that is the third out of the inning and the fifth third out of the game. Brought to you by Fifth Third Bank.
The Hoppers have a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the third.
Now it's time for JJ, the water boy, delivering some of our water out to our umpires. Just trying to get that treat, too. Uh-oh, supposed to sit there and keep him company instead. JJ heads back to his spot. And now he goes back. Look at him. And now, Kid Race the mascot. It'll be Sebastian and Woolley. So Ribby gets the night off, rightfully so. Lost his head, as we mentioned in the last race. And there goes Sebastian. Woolley with some good pace. Sebastian around second. Got a lot of speed, a little smirk as he hits third. He knows he's got this one in the bag. Sebastian all the way home, and a win. Nice one. Looks like Sebastian might have left Ribby hanging. Sure none of the Hoppers got left hanging last inning as they've taken a 2-0 lead, and they're back out there on defense. Andrew Verbrugge comes out for his third inning.
You know exactly what we're talking about. If you haven't, you are going to be amazed.
As we mentioned for Verbrugge, just one walk, 4 strikeouts already. Has looked really good, looks more confident. He's worked a lot with Mitch Aker recently about trying to be more upright as he comes down and lands on that first leg. He's been a little too hunched, which is understandable for someone who stands at 6'5" like Verbrugge does.
Tall drink of water he is.
He's been a little too hunched and focused on keeping the chest up, which is hard to do, but what that does, that gives him more depth on some of his pitches. His two-seam will start to tail and be, instead of just be a straight fastball we've seen, and his curveball will get more of that vertical drop action rather than just a sideways little slide, and we've seen that today. That two-seam has had some tail on it and has looked pretty good.
It's good natural movement, the way he releases his two-seam.
Houston Parker up for the first time today. This one's over the head of Pup, and the first hit of the day for the Mammoths.
Next up, the shortstop, number 44, Elijah Brown. Elijah played at Sacred Heart University last year. He stole 27.
Now it's the number 9 hitter, Elijah Brown, playing at short today. Brown, a really smart hitter, focuses a lot on the science and physical aspects of baseball.
There's a smack.
This one's to right field, going back and making the grab is Schneider for out number 1. First pitch swinging. Brown caught it good, but just not quite enough.
Next up for the Mammoths, the left fielder, number 60.
The lineup will flip over to Nathan Ade.
See the American flag going fully limp out there.
Big swing there for Nathan Ade on the first pitch. Struck out in the first inning, was one of 3 strikeout victims. Pitch is outside, well framed by Luker for the called strike, 2.
Good location. All Nathan Ade can do on that is foul it off or try to go oppo with it.
Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches and a strikeout. Andrew Verbrugge's cooking right now.
That was a good change of elevation there. Getting in the outside corner on the previous pitch and then finishing him off on the high fastball.
Something a lot of pitchers are utilizing nowadays at all levels of baseball, that high fastball. Change where the batter looks, start the at-bat low and then go high to put him away. That high fastball, high and inside, has really been a big put-away pitch lately. Tanner Thomas looks at a fastball outside for ball 1.
Thomas reached safely in his last at-bat, drawing a walk.
This one's grounded under the glove of Burke. Pauses there, throws back to Burke. A nice adjustment by Joe Burke after missing the first grounder. Gets a little fist bump and a chuckle with Verbrugge. And that's 4 up and 3 down. The Mammoths strand another base runner, and they still trail 2-0 as we head to the break here on the USPBL Network.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Back here on the USPBL Network, a pitching change for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Adrian Cook in his first return start is done. He walks 4, strikes out 6, and gives up 2 runs as Greg Lokinen, the ace for the Mammoths, will take over.
Lokinen provides a 4-seam, a 2-seam, a changeup, and a knuckle curve.
That curveball Lokinen has worked on quite a bit lately, focusing on really hanging on to that ball and pulling that seam to the back corner of the plate, giving it a lot of that sharp downward movement. Lokinen's really worked on his timing lately, too. Has tried to increase that velocity. Wants it to be around the low 90s to mid 90s. Instead, most of this year he's been in the upper 80s, excuse me, with the fastball. He's touched 90, 91. He'll face the 7-8-9 hitters Paz, Luker, and Schneider here in the top of the 4th. First pitch, 88-mile-an-hour fastball in there for a strike.
Paz struck out in his last plate appearance. Luker with a walk, and then Schneider with a strikeout. Both starting pitchers had a great day.
Ball 1 to Paz. Now the 1-1. Fouled away. Checking in on Facebook, Tom Polite says, "Go Andrew," from Tom and Donna, the Villages, Florida. Rooting for Andrew Verbrugge, I believe, on the mound for the Hoppers. Has looked good so far. 3 scoreless innings. 4 Verbrugge. 4 strikeouts. Excuse me, 5.
Count is full.
Paz thought about going, didn't. Lokinen just missed it on the outside for a walk. Leadoff walk for Walker Paz, his first time on base today. Bring up the catcher, Luker. Luker also walked his first time up in the second. Swing and a miss for Luker, strike 1. Leilani Shattuck says, "Let's go Hoppers, Walker Paz, mama, in South Dakota." Well, there you go. Paz gets a base on balls after mom checks in on YouTube. Congratulations.
Reaching the wide audiences of the West. South Dakota and Colorado.
Yeah. Down in Florida, have a good audience down there. A lot of our players in this league come from Florida. Swing and a miss for Luker at the 1-1. Now 1-2. I want to clarify some of our technical specifications of this broadcast for some of our YouTube commenters. That center field camera, as Luker fouls this one away, is a wireless camera. And I had a professor last year up at Michigan State University that says, inanimate objects are out to screw you, and they really are. So you can't rely on them. We've had the outfield, center field camera every game so far this year, and today was out to screw us. Running his Paz on the 1-2, and he's in there safely for a stolen base.
Anything that can go wrong?
Will.
Especially
technology inanimate objects. My pen might break, and that would be kind of a surprise, but if my computer stopped working right now, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Right. You might run out of highlighter ink.
Yeah.
That's a surprise. A lot of strikeouts. I get it. Computer?
Roddy Thomas and Carson Michalski say, "Let's go Hoppers." Full count to Luker. Down the right field line, hooking foul right near the bullpen. The umbrella seat's a great spot to catch a ball game.
Luker finds himself in another 3-2 count.
Payoff pitch. Below the zone, back-to-back walks to start this game for Greg Lokinen. And now 2 on and nobody out for the number 9 hitter, Griffin Schneider.
Back-to-back walks also for Michael Luker.
Schneider struck out in the second. In on the hands, ball 1 at 89 miles an hour. Schneider comes from Minnetonka, Minnesota. Fouls this one back above the screen, above the suites. Spent 3 college seasons at Wagner before joining the USPBL. 271 average, 703 OPS in college. Check swing below the zone. And Nick Caruso will go out there and talk to Lokinen. The former high school opponents turned pro teammates. Nick Caruso from De La Salle in the Catholic League and Greg Lokinen from St. Mary's. Looks like there might be a little conversation between Caruso and Paz out there at second. The two didn't appear to be happy with each other. Our field umpire got in the middle of it, starting with Caruso. He's now out at second talking to Paz.
Interesting exchange of words.
Schneider pops this one up. Right side, McFadden and Caruso. McFadden calls everybody off and grabs it for out number 1.
Good communication over there from McFadden. Something that really should be taught at the early development levels of youth baseball. You can even see it here in the pro leagues. Communication is always effective. Prevents injury. It's clear.
It's a big first out for Lokinen, much needed as he's got the top of the order coming up. Pup and Porter still due up. Pup 0-1. Pup walked in the first, grounded out in the third. 72-mile-an-hour curve from Lokinen. Missed it for ball 1. Two on, 1 out. The 1-1 is low for ball 2.
Pup with a walk and a stolen base in this game so far. Has a chance to increase this Hopper lead.
The 2-1. Inside 3-1. Lokinen's going to have to pitch to him to avoid loading the bases with only 1 out right here. Pup at the top of the order hasn't been in too many positions like this where he's got men on in scoring position. Paz the runner at first, Luker the runner at second, both reaching by a walk. This one's in the zone and fouled back. Might be room for McFadden back towards the screen. McFadden's under it and grabs it for back-to-back pop-outs.
Good range over there from McFadden.
Taking advantage of the vast foul territory at Jimmy John's Field. And a much-needed out number 2 with Blake Porter coming up.
Porter with a walk in this game.
Struck out back in the first as well. First offering, low, ball 1. Bottom of the zone for strike 1 from Lokinen.
Temperature slowly dropping to 68 now.
Over into foul territory. Going back is Dwayne. Not quite going to be able to get there as he opens the bullpen door on accident. Frustrated that he couldn't get to that ball. And that would have been something else. Get 2 on with nobody out and back-to-back walks and 3 straight pop-outs in foul territory.
Very unusual sequence of events, but Mammoths will take it.
Porter stands in on the 1-2. 2 down and 2 on. Check this swing. It's in the dirt for ball 2. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, tried to curve it back to the plate to Lokinen on the lefty-lefty matchup.
Just missed the inside corner.
Porter shouldered out of the way, and now it's 3-2.
Runners
Full
go.
count.
Got him, strike
And
3.
he got Porter looking, and that will end the half inning. Strike number 3, a backwards K, the first of the day for Greg Lokinen, and we head to the bottom of the 4th here on the US PBL Network.
There are things you can rely on in this world, like your dog being happy to see you, coffee getting you through the day, and the government changing business regulations. And when it comes to navigating those regulations, you can rely on Tryon and its team of attorneys. Tryon can also tackle time-consuming HR tasks like payroll and employee benefits, so you can stay focused on growing your business. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
Always rely on Tryon.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Andrew Verbrugge heads out for inning number 4 for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers as they have a 2-0 lead here at Jimmy John's Field. And we're joined by a wonderful guest up in the booth, Tony Ortiz, a former Detroit radio personality, joins us. Tony, thank you for being here.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So you threw out one of the first pitches today.
There were a lot of first pitches.
There were quite a few. We do at Jimmy John's get a lot of people in there on the first pitch, about 10 or 15 kids and different local sponsors. You threw a good one, I noticed.
Thank you.
Is that the first time you've thrown out a first pitch at a ball game?
Second time in my life I've done that, and it was imperative that I got it over the plate. Last week, a good friend of mine, Tony Paul, threw out the first pitch, and he got it completely over the plate. So he put the pressure on not only people following him, but also guys named Tony. So I knew if I didn't do it, I would hear from him, and I'd hear from a lot of people. So I got it over the plate. That's all that matters.
Well, Tony's are 2 for 2 with strikes right now. Another radio personality, Neil Rule, who works with Woodward Sports and covers Detroit City FC, he threw out a first pitch the same day that Tony Paul did.
Yes, he did.
He tried to go submarine style. Didn't quite work out as well. He says on Twitter something different, but I don't know about that one.
I knew full well I was not going to go sidearm with that one after watching Neil and watching what happened to him. So no.
Yeah, he came on the broadcast and said he wasn't trying to just go sidearm. He wanted the full submarine action and get almost underhand, but with some velocity, and it didn't exactly pay off. Caruso's got a 2-2 count against Verbrugge here. This one's popped up to first. Burke gliding over past assistant manager Justin Karn for out number 1. So, Tony, you spent a lot of your years here in the media covering the Detroit Lions. I have to first apologize for what you had to go through with that. I have been a Lions fan my entire life, and I know you share the sympathies with me.
Yeah. I mean, I did it for 15 years from 2001 till 2016, so I was there for 2008 when they went completely winless. So, thanks.
Right. So 2008 is a little bit pre-Twitter era as far as media members. Now it's an outlet that you could almost live your whole media journalistic life on without really writing any articles. But when they go 0-16, what's the headline that you put out that day?
0-16. That's the headline that you put out on that day. When they lost in Green Bay, that's the first thing you thought is, well, they made history. And the second thing was, who am I going to talk to that's really going to want to talk about being 0-16? Because that's the one thing the players did not want to do. They did not want to be part of that part of history. They did not want to be 0-16. And so you go to a guy like Dominic Raiola, who I ended up talking to, the former center, and he was great about it, and he understood their place in history. But it got tougher and tougher as the season went along. It was just loss after loss after loss, and no one really wanted to be a part of it.
Greg Vaughn Jr., the son of MLB great Greg Vaughn.
Thank you for clearing that up.
We've had that a few times as he follows this 2-2 count back. We've had a few guests come on and say, Greg Vaughn Jr. kind of looks like he's got a similar – is that Greg Vaughn's son? And sure enough, it is, yeah.
I was talking to my son downstairs when we were watching the game, and I'm like, is that his son? And I said I was going to ask before we got too far along in the game. And so thank you for clearing that up for me.
Yes, that is Greg Vaughn's son, yes. And he swings and misses at strike 3 there, so it's 2 up and 2 down for Andrew Verbrugge. So back to the Lions, though. Things are looking better, I would say. I'm not quite in on I've got a lot of friends who are, as the new term I think today would be slappies. They think the Lions can get to 8 or 9 wins this year. I'm more on the 4 or 5 win train, but
I'm kind of in the middle of both of you. I don't think they're going to get to 8 or 9 wins, but I don't think they're going to slide back to 4 or 5 or get up to 4 or 5 wins. I think they'll be like 6 or 7 wins. I like the rookies that they brought in. I like the weapons that they've surrounded Jared Goff with, and this coaching staff, led by Dan Campbell, has really adjusted to the players they have on hand. So I really like the steps that they're taking forward. It may not be this year, but I can see this team in a year, 2, 3 maybe, challenging for playoff spots on a regular basis.
Now, you said you like the weapons around Jared Goff. What about Jared Goff?
That's the big question mark. And look, when you've got that many weapons around him like they have now, you've got to take a step forward. And I think he understands.
Weinberger broke his bat. It's over the head of Paz for a single. And Wade Weinberger keeps on hitting. That bat dies a hero. And he's on with a 2-out single.
I think that's the 3rd bat that's been broken in this game today.
We've seen that a lot this year. Jeremy Otto and I have talked about that quite a bit. There seem to be a lot of broken. We've seen some in BP, some broken bats. Good, luckily enough for a lot of these guys in this league, Nick Kreitzer, the DH today for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, does woodworking. And I was here in the non-public game on Wednesday, and Joe Burke broke his bat. And he says, you want me to take this home? And Burke says, sure. And he's, what can you make out of it? He says, I can make a shot glass, a bottle opener, a beer glass.
Nice.
And so he does a lot of woodworking with broken bats. He'll make bar stools, and he's made an American flag and stuff.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
You think the broken bats are because of the better pitching or the good pitching that we've seen?
It might be. We have seen some really fantastic arms in this league as Weinberger's running on the 0-0. This one's chopped back to the mound for Andrew Verbrugge. Well, hold on that thought. You got one more half inning in you?
I've got one more half inning if you want me.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Speaking with Tony Ortiz, a former Detroit radio personality. We'll be back with the top of the 5th on the USPBL Network. Back here up in the booth from Jimmy John's Field, Greg Lokinen goes out there for his 2nd inning of work for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Brendan Shabath speaking with Tony Ortiz, former Detroit radio personality. And Tony, you said you live in Southfield, so you've been here. You come to Jimmy John's, bring your family out.
Yes.
Great place to enjoy a ball game, I got to say.
It really is. It's very family friendly. That's the first thing that comes to mind. The prices are reasonable. And look, the baseball is good. It wouldn't mean anything if the baseball wasn't good, but the USPBL plays a very good brand of baseball, and it's entertaining, and I love the skill that's on display during USPBL games. It's absolutely fun to watch.
And that's kind of what we were talking about last half inning, but before the inning ended, was some of the arms in this league. This is a pitcher's league by many regards, and there's going to be more pitchers than there have been, pitchers that have moved on to bigger leagues, to major league organizations from the USPBL. Most of those guys that do that are pitchers. And this year is no different. We've seen some really great arms. Pierce Banks, an Eastside Diamond Hoppers pitcher, already has signed with the Minnesota Twins. There's a few guys. Greg Lokinen on the mound is on the short list of guys that could get out of here. the arms this year are really impressive.
Agreed. And look, Verbrugge, who's pitching right now for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, I think he's done a terrific job. And, he's just impressed me by his pitch selection and, more importantly, by the arm strength that he's been showing out there. He's fooled a number of hitters out there, and I've been very impressed to watch him today.
Verbrugge has been working as Burke hits this one hard out to center. It's not going to be quite warning track power as Thomas makes the grab. 1 pitch and 1 out. Verbrugge has been working on some mechanical things with Mitch Aker, our pitching coordinator. We talked a little bit about it earlier on the broadcast. He's 6'5", so it's hard for some pitchers. He says he's been too hunched when he plants that first leg, trying to get that up, getting pitch. And when he gets his chest up, and gets more pitch depth. And we've seen that today, as you mentioned. He's had a lot of some good movement on his pitches.
Absolutely. There have been a couple of balls that were incredibly close to the plate that had that late break, that late movement, and it had the hitters fooled, and it's like, wow, that's a really good pitch. He needs to keep that up. He needs to continue, and so far he's got a 2-hitter going.
The 0-1 to Kreitzer. It's hit to McFadden. He's going to grab it. Lokenen's going to race over to cover the bag and beat Kreitzer to it.
Nice play.
2 up and 2 down. This is the putout. Goes 3-1. So when Jimmy Johns was proposed to the media, to the state of Michigan, back before its inaugural season in 2016, what were your first thoughts? And then now that you've seen it develop 5 years into the making, now this is year number 6, what are your thoughts now on the USPBL?
First thoughts was it's a great way to bring out the family. It's a great time to bring out the family, and it's good to have baseball, another option for baseball inside the city of Detroit or inside the Metro Detroit area. But as the park has developed, as the baseball has developed, it's become something more, and that's good to see. It's nice to have the alternative. It's nice to have a Jimmy Johns Field, a USPBL, to bring the family to have this kind of baseball. So to me, I think Jimmy Johns Field and USPBL has been a great addition to the Detroit sports landscape.
A good way to get away from that team downtown a little bit. Sometimes you can watch some good baseball here in the USPBL in downtown Utica. That pitch in there on Sean Lawler, 2-1 for a strike. Now the league has talked about expanding, building another stadium somewhere in Michigan, maybe somewhere in the Midwest, moving one of these teams to that stadium or 2 of them and growing more teams. Expansion has to be a good thing for the league and something that would really grow this brand even more.
I agree, and I would love to see this expand by 1 or 2 more teams. It would be a lot of fun to get more people involved and to get more people in the Metro Detroit area to see USPBL baseball. So I think it'd be fun. I think they should do it.
A swing and a miss for Lawler. Count is now full. Lefty-lefty matchup between Lokenen and Lawler. Payoff pitch. Outside, and he walked him. So, Tony, you said you're native of Southfield. That's where you reside now and make your way over to Jimmy Johns Field. What's that drive like? Because I'm coming from Birmingham, which is a little bit more north. And we see a lot of people, a lot of fans from all different areas of Metro Detroit. Obviously here, Eastside in Utica, Sterling Heights make their way here.
The great thing was coming here today, and look, there's a lot of construction on the way up here.
Yeah.
As you well know,
It's
coming
summer.
from Birmingham. Yeah, exactly. There's 5 seasons in Michigan. And the one thing that was cool was just seeing the traffic and just seeing the number of people that were coming here and just the excitement of people coming to Jimmy Johns Field.
It's a great crowd, a great day so far. De Los Santos grounds out for out number 3. Tony, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure.
I appreciate the time. Thank you, guys, and I love that jacket.
Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you here at Jimmy Johns Field again for another game.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Andrew Verbrugge, he's going back out there, inning number 5, as Tony Ortiz, Detroit radio personality, mentioned. Working on a 2-hitter right now. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Mammoths. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Hoppers. Quick first pitch swing down the right field line and fair from Buddy Duane. He's going to head for second. This one gets all the way to the corner. Trouble for Schneider. Duane's going to go for 3. Throw from Paz, not in time, and Buddy Duane, a first pitch leadoff triple to start the 5th.
It's a good piece of opposite field hitting, inside out. Caught it on the inside corner and just smoked it to the right field corner.
Next up, the second baseman, number 12, Houston Parker.
Up until this point, it's been pretty skimpy on both sides for hits in the entire game.
They have come few and far between, as we mentioned. That's just the 3rd one this game for the Mammoths. That'll bring up Houston Parker. Have not seen very many triples this season in the USPBL. The ballpark just doesn't really lend to triples too much, but Duane kind of found the perfect spot. Not only was it going down the right field line, but it was slicing, and then it took a big bounce sideways right into the deepest corner away from third, about just as far as you can get from third base.
Absolutely. There's only a few spots, like you said, there and maybe the right center gap over towards the Michigan Credit Union stage where the center field meets the right field walls.
Yep. Now here's Houston Parker. 1-1 on him. 89-mile-an-hour fastball, misses for ball 2.
One swing to the right side could cut this Hopper lead in half.
And there is a swing to the right side, but foul right back towards the Hoppers dugout. Buddy Duane just 90 feet from putting the first run on the board for the Mammoths. The Hoppers lead it 2-0 after a Joe Burke 2-run shot in the 3rd inning. That's all the offense we've really seen today. The rest of the offense has resulted in runners left on base, and that's essentially it. This one's hit back up the middle. This will score a run off the second base bag. It looked like it was going to be a single anyways. It goes behind Pup, the shortstop, who was trying to get over and make a play. And I guess I shouldn't say that looked like it was going to be a single anyways. Alex Pup makes the tough plays look easy and has done a lot this year. He was certainly not out of reach of that ball just yet, but it is an RBI single for Houston Parker.
A double ricochet off the mound and then off of the second base bag. Lucked out there.
So Duane scores. First run of the game for the Mammoths. And that's what a leadoff triple will do. And now with a run on the board, there's 1 on and nobody out for Elijah Brown.
It's Parker's second hit of the day.
It's half of the hits that the Mammoths have total. Parker's got 2. Weinberger had a single last inning. And then obviously the triple by Buddy Duane Jr. All 4 hits coming in the 3rd inning or later. Verbrugge, if you can say so, had a no-hitter going through the first 6 batters of this game. First 7 batters, excuse me, first 6 outs.
Yeah, this has been the first few blemishes that he's really given up.
The 2-1 to Brown. That 2-seamer misses. Boy, Verbrugge's mechanics have really looked good. That late break that Tony Ortiz talked about, we see it a lot. So close to the plate, that break comes in. That two-seam looks really nice. Throw back to first. Not in time, and Parker is back there safely. You can see Brown deep in that batter's box. Really works on letting the ball travel, get deep in the zone. Try to go the opposite way. That one's inside for ball 4. So a triple, single, and walk to start the 5th inning for Andrew Verbrugge. And now it's 2 on with nobody out, and the top of the order due up for the Mammoths.
This is not equating to what Verbrugge and the Hoppers wanted to see in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now they're going to have a little chat about it.
De Los Santos and Burke, the corner infielders, give Verbrugge some words of encouragement. Ade, Thomas, and Caruso all due up. The inning started with a triple from Buddy Dwayne Jr. down the right field line. We've talked before the game started about how good Nathan Ade has been in his first few pro games and working counts full and making pitchers throw a lot of pitches per at-bat. Hasn't quite been the same today. 3-pitch strikeout in the first, 3-pitch strikeout in the third. That brings him up to 0 for 2 for today's at-bat. Gets ahead 2-0 here. Just below the letters, 3-0.
Sean Lawler out there in left field, giving him a lot of room on that line out there.
Lawler's the only real one shaded towards the middle. Everyone else pretty straight up.
Some action in the Hopper pen.
Luke Drummond getting ready. And there's a 4-pitch walk for Verbrugge, so back-to-back walks. I checked that was a called first strike. Nathan Ade thought it was a walk, chucked his bat over towards the Jimmy John's Field sign on the grass. I thought it was a walk, too. So now 3-1. And a swing and a miss. Count is full. Ade trying to defend bottom part of the strike zone. The payoff pitch. Chopped right in front of the plate. Luker has a tough play down to first. It's in time. Both runners will advance. First out of the inning.
That little 8-foot ground ball moves the runners up from first and second to second and third. Now 2 men in scoring position for the Mammoths.
And a dangerous guy at the plate in these situations, Tanner Thomas. 0 for 1 today with a walk. Hitting above 300 at the 30 at-bat mark before today. We talked about last night that 30 at-bats is going to be when we start to bring in the average. This one's hit. Is it going to get foul? It does. Burke was there for it. Not quite. Well, we said 30 at-bats is when 30 at-bats, 10 games. Those are going to be roughly the same. Tanner Thomas is one of the few guys on this Mammoths roster who has played in all 7 games so far that the Mammoths have played in. So he's got 30. A lot of guys are not quite there yet. But once we get to that 30 at-bat threshold, that 10-game threshold, then we'll start throwing the averages out, the on-base, the slugging.
That way we have a larger sample size to pull from. And things kind of even out.
And Thomas is slugging the ball decently, just below 400 at 367. Gets on base almost a quarter of the time. Fouls that one back. Parker on third, Brown on second. First base open with 1 out, so not a force out. Tough double play position for the Hoppers. Luke Drummond still warming up in the Hoppers bullpen. This might be Verbrugge's last chance. The 2-1 hit the second base. There's Paz. This will score the run. one out on the flip to Burke. So back-to-back groundouts brings Parker home from first. And the game is tied at 2.
Tanner Thomas doing his job and hitting something to the right side, and he's going to get a lot of high fives when he gets back to the dugout. Tying this game up to a piece now.
It's an RBI ground out for Thomas. And now Nick Caruso steps up with Brown on third and 2 outs. There are those high fives. First pitch, fastball.
Check swing, he went.
They say he went around, so that's strike 1. Oh, 1 is in the dirt. Here comes Brown home. He's going to dive in and score. And the Mammoths take a 3-2 lead on the heads-up base running from Elijah Brown.
Tables have turned now. The Mammoths gaining some speed and stomping over the Hoppers' lead.
The leadoff triple from Dwayne. He came home after a Houston Parker single, and then a walk to Elijah Brown. Back-to-back groundouts scored Houston Parker, and now a wild pitch scores Elijah Brown, and the Mammoths take a 3-2 lead as Caruso pops this one up to the mound. De Los Santos will be the one to snag it for out number 3. So the Hoppers get out, but not before the Mammoths can put up 3 on the board and quickly take a 3-2 lead as we head to the top of the 6th from downtown Utica on the US PBL Network.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Time for more baseball at Jimmy John's Field, and when it's time for baseball, it's time for beer. Two Hearted Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Homebrewers Association. Play ball with the best. Two Hearted Ale, the iconic American IPA from Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. So Greg Lokinen for the Westside Woolly Mammoths comes out again for his 3rd inning of work. We thought he might be done, but a 4-batter inning in the last inning was just what the doctor ordered, and Lokinen goes back out.
Exactly, getting a fly-out, ground-out, walk, ground-out. Back in the 5th, extends his outing another inning. Face Walker Paz, Michael Luker, and Griffin Schneider this inning.
Paz 0 for 1 today, one of them a walk, one of them a strikeout. 69-mile-an-hour curve in there, misses for ball 1. inside, close at 83. Paz doesn't like that. 2-0.
2 inside pitches. Walker Paz crowding the plate a little.
That one's outside safely. Still a ball for ball 3. Paz quickly ahead, 3-0. Fastball misses and a 4-pitch walk. It's the 4th walk for Greg Lokinen. And the 8th walk today for the Mammoths between Lokinen and Cook.
Luker has a quarter of those walks given up by the Mammoths. He's walked twice in this game already.
Luker still 0 for 2. Both times he's walked, he's been stranded at first base. Trying to make sure he doesn't strand his buddy Paz.
Caruso will now take a trip out to the mound.
6 straight called balls for Lokinen. Caruso wants to talk it over, trying to calm him down a little bit. The 2-0. That one missed again. Oh boy, I thought that one was in the zone. Now 3-0 to Luker.
Back-to-back 3-0 counts for Lokinen.
Fastball misses again at 86. Lokinen not happy with himself. Back-to-back walks. Brings up the 9-hole hitter, Griffin Schneider. There is action in the Mammoths bullpen. We expect Ledbetter to be next. There's a chance it's Bo Atkins as well. Ledbetter is usually the closer for this Mammoths team. Taylor Jellikowski might want Lokinen to at least try to get out of this inning. That's Justin Karn who goes out to the mound, the assistant manager for the Mammoths. That is Bo Atkins warming up. It was kind of an emergency call, listed as emergency today, and this might be one. Back-to-back walks. 3 of the last 4 batters have been walked, and nobody out. Griffin Schneider due up, and the top of the order looming. Just what Lokinen needs, back-to-back strikes on Schneider. 6th inning brought to you by Jarbcom. Thank Jarbcom for their sponsorship of the US PBL. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss. So after 8 straight balls for 2 walks, Lokinen gets 3 straight strikes and a much-needed K. His 2nd of the day.
Emphasizing much needed because now he has to face this top of the Hopper order.
Similar situation last inning. Lokinen walked Paz and Luker, got Schneider to pop out, and then had to face that tough top of the order, Pup, Porter, and Burke. And right now it's Alex Pup. Fouls that one back. Little mishap with our flight scope. Said that was a 142 mile an hour fastball.
It's pretty fast.
I think it was 140, not 42.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It might be off just by a couple miles.
A little bit.
Yeah. That kind of speed, you might sign him up for NASCAR. Have his pitchers be racing the other cars.
That'd be pretty close. 0-1 to Pup. 2 on, 1 out. 76-mile-an-hour curve misses inside. One fastball, top of the zone, popped up. Lokinen is going to call everybody off. Caruso's there. Now Dwayne comes and takes over the duties and grabs it for out number 2.
Now in that situation, there was over communication.
Looked like Lokinen originally was right under it, just in front of the mound, and then Caruso appeared that he was going to move his pitcher out of danger's way and grab it, and then Dwayne came in flying at the last second, the hero to save the day, and grab it for out number 2. Now here's Porter. Nice curve on that one from Lokinen. His curve was really working the last time out. He had a 6-inning start last weekend for the Mammoths. That one looked like a lot of those from his last appearance. Fastball tried to go inside, just missed a little bit.
Solid change of events for Lokinen after walking the first 2 batters, getting a strikeout and a pop-out.
1-1, Caruso aiming low and away, a nice swinging curveball there, and a swing and a miss from Porter.
Now finds himself in a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Has a chance to get out of here unscathed.
Caruso gives the signs, down to an E. Low and away again. Another curveball, another swing and a miss. It's a drop third strike. Caruso an easy fire down to first. And same thing for Lokinen again. After back-to-back walks, he goes 1-2-3 to get out of the inning. Nothing doing for the Hoppers, and we'll head to the bottom half. 2 up for the Mammoths. It's 4, 5, 6 hitters, Vaughn, Jr., Weinberger, and McFadden when we come back on the U.S. PBL Network.
Every summer, my family loves to have a neighborhood movie night in our backyard. And with my Chevy Blazer, I can head out and get everything we need for a great night. It has plenty of room for picking up friends, and the available hands-free liftgate is perfect for loading unhandy supplies. You know, it may be movie night, but my Blazer is the main attraction wherever I go.
Lease a 2022 Blazer 2LT for just $239 a month for 24 months. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
A Friday fireworks pitching change. Andrew Verbrugge, like we expected, is done after 5. And the big man, hard throwing, hard hitting Carson Ferry will take over. Ferry has a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and a curveball. Originally had a changeup, has only thrown it once this year. We mentioned that he's kind of experimenting with working on a split changeup. A little different than most circle changeups. Little 2-finger action. His 4-seam, I don't know if he's thrown a fastball below 90 miles an hour yet this year. That slider is going to be around the low 80s and the curveball in the upper 70s. All 3 pitches. Spin, high velocity, good movement from Ferry. One of the best looking pitchers in the league right now.
With a 2.70 ERA, recording a 10 innings pitch. striking out 12 and only allowing 5 walked. This guy's a force to be reckoned with.
So 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks is the stat line for Verbrugge to go with 3 earned runs. The 1-1 on Vaughn. There's that low fastball at 91. Dropped by Luker, ball 2. As we mentioned, Vaughn Jr. went 1 for 4 in the non-public game on Tuesday with a 3-run blast. Heard secondhand from Dakota McFadden that Jr. absolutely cranked it. I believe that he said to the left field, hitting the Chevy Pavilion out there. Said it was a bomb.
I believe it. Vaughn Jr. was the last year's home run hitting champion for the home run derby. Certainly has a lot of pop in his bat.
This one's hit to Pup. Routine play. 6-3 goes the putout for out number 1 as Vaughn Jr. is down for the 3rd time today. Gonna bring up Wade Weinberger Jr. He was hitting the ball hard in batting practice today. Always got to pay attention to batting practice before the game. And we'll give you a little inkling as to what might happen in live play as he looks at a called first strike. Swing and a miss from Weinberger, and quickly 0-2.
Big hack. He climbed the ladder for that one.
Weinberger, the native of Memphis, Tennessee.
Always wanted to go to Tennessee.
Got some family that lives down there. I've only been down there once when we went to the Great Smoky Mountains. Nice place to visit.
Want to go there, hike the mountains.
I believe it was Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg is a common tourist city down there in Tennessee.
I've had some family experience the mountains and tell me from firsthand experience of what it's like there. And I hear it's beautiful.
Played some golf up there. The golf was nice.
Golf?
Yeah.
Love some golf. Wearing my golf socks today.
I like those.
Yeah. Matches my shirt.
2-2 to Weinberger. Hitting .263 coming into today. After falling behind 0-2, he's worked the count full. That last fastball at 92 for Ferry. No relief when the Hoppers go to the bullpen for their opponents. Payoff pitch. High and fought off by Weinberger. Three-two again. High again, trying to zip that fastball by him. That last one at 92 again as well. Another foul from Weinberger. Good battle here.
One off the Tryon Solutions pavilion over there.
8th pitch of this at-bat coming. got a good one here in downtown Utica. 3-2. The Mammoths lead the Hoppers here in the bottom of the 6th. Weinberger inside. He walked him. A great battle by Wade Weinberger after being behind in the count 0-2. And he works the first walk. That's Carson Ferry's just 6th walk of this season. So now 1-on-1 out for Dakota McFadden. McFadden had a homer himself on Tuesday in the non-public game with no fans. Said he squeaked one over to dead center, a little line shot 396 over the dead center field wall for his 2nd home run this year. He's got 4 RBIs to his names. Hasn't drawn a walk yet. Struck out 5 times, 5 for 24 before today. 0 for 2 right now. Big swing and a miss on the 1-0.
I don't really hear a whole lot of home runs being hit to dead center field, so he must have some good power in his bat because that is the deepest part of the ballpark here.
We've talked about his power before. 18 home runs in 2 college seasons. 18 home runs in 1 Pecos League season last year. 80 RBIs. This one's whittled to the mound. It's going to be a tough play for Ferry, but he fires a stripe over to first. Well done by Carson Ferry, fielding his position. Put out goes 1-3 as Weinberger moves up to 2nd.
That'll be the 3rd ground out of the day for McFadden.
2 down for Buddy Dwayne Jr. with a man in scoring position. Dwayne Jr. led things off last inning with a triple for the Mammoths. That was the start of a rally for them. He would come across to score. Parker had an RBI single that brought Dwayne home. He would eventually come across to score after a walk and 2 groundouts. And Elijah Brown, who was that walk in the 9 hole, got around to 3rd on those 2 groundouts and advanced home on a wild pitch. That's how those Mammoths got their 3, all from the 7, 8, 9 hole in the order. Dwayne behind 0-1. Curveball, bottom of the zone, strike 2.
Well, as we projected and talked about earlier in today's game, and even in the pregame, the Mammoths have one of the best lineups in the league, where everybody contributes to the team.
0-2, squirts under Luker right between his legs. Weinberger will coast to 3rd, and now 90 feet closer, still in scoring position, is Wade Weinberger. I was talking with Dakota McFadden today about some of the guys on this team who we know the power that they have. We're just waiting for them to really unlock it. Again, it's still early in the year. All these teams with less than 10 games played as Dwayne hits a line out to left. Lawler's there. And that'll be out number 3. So Weinberger gets on with a walk and all the way around to 3rd, but not before he is stranded there. As Ferry faces 4, retires 3, gives up none, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th on the USPBL Network.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms, and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
There are things you can rely on in this world, like your dog being happy to see you, coffee getting you through the day, and the government changing business regulations. And when it comes to navigating those regulations, you can rely on Tryon and its team of attorneys. Tryon can also tackle time-consuming HR tasks like payroll and employee benefits, so you can stay focused on growing your business. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Back here from Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica, the Mammoths lead the Diamond Hoppers right now 3-2. Greg Lokinen, we thought his day might be done. We saw Bo Atkins warming up in the pen for the Mammoths, but no, Lokinen comes back out after a 5-batter inning last inning to face the 3-4-5 hitters Burke, Kreitzer, and Lawler in the top of the 7th.
Joe Burke, the reason why the Hoppers have some runs on the board after a 2-run shot to deep left field.
First pitch fastball low and away for strike one. It's a curveball belted left field. Boy, that was fast off the bat, just a little too high, and Aide coasts under it for an easy out. Man, that thing got quickly off of Burke's bat. Looked like it might be his second 2-homer game this year.
Looks like he just got underneath it, and instead of leveling it out and cutting it in half. Now Nick Kreitzer for the Hoppers.
Strikeout, ground out today. Been a tough day for Kreitzer at the dish. Lefty-lefty matchup, a tough matchup here. First time facing Lokinen was a ground out to first. Curveball at 72 slides into the zone. The 0-1. Slapped foul. Dwayne racing over. Don't think he's going to have enough room. He does not. Takes a little hop into the dugout as that ball lands foul.
Pretty daring of him. Those dugouts can be very slick and slippery.
Especially when you got spikes on.
Yeah.
Always got to be careful. Dwayne, a guy who kind of lives for the danger, though. The 0-2 on Kreitzer. Fouled away again. Dwayne, in spring training this year, was up to the plate to bat and took a fastball to the eye. Wasn't able to turn out of the way quite in time. Instead, kind of turned into it, trying to instinctively duck. And he had a shiner. His profile picture. That was a day or two before opening day, and his profile picture online on the Woolly Mammoths online roster. You can see it. You can see the black eye. He took one to the face, and that one did not feel good.
Makes him look tough.
The 1-2 now to Kreitzer. Little backside out slap to Parker for a ground out.
Now batting the left fielder, number 12.
2 up and 2 down for Lokinen. Now the 5-hole hitter Sean Lawler.
Lawler with 2 walks today, adding to his total of 8 this season, making it double digits now.
And a strike one to Lawler. Two walks and a strikeout today. The pitch misses. The 1-1. Curveball below the zone. Ball 2. The Mammoths got 3 runs last inning to make it a 3-2 game, but other than that, and the Joe Burke home run, there has not been a lot of offense. It's been a real pitching duel as Lawler flies this one deep to left, just in front of the warning track as Aide and he'll collect it for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down. Exactly what Greg Lokinen needs. And, Nick, it's everybody's favorite time. They get to listen to us sing. 7th inning stretch time here at Jimmy John's Field. How about it?
Oh, let's go.
Sing along. Take Me Out to the Ball Game, brought to you by Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. You ready?
Let's do it.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Get up, take a stretch. It's the 7th inning here from Jimmy John's Field. We'll be right back after this.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier health care and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Houston Parker, 8-9-1 hitters to face Carson Ferry here in the bottom of the 7th.
Houston Parker having a good day at the plate, 2 for 2 with an RBI as well.
He was the single who brought around Buddy Duane after his leadoff triple in the 5th inning. Not sure what the issue is. It looked like we were ready. The fans got to get out of play back there in left center field at the batting cage gate. You can see them on the left side of your screen there below the scoreboard.
Houston Parker had that single that you mentioned and that double ricochet off the pitcher's mound and then off the second base bag.
See that too often. It worked out for the Mammoths in their favor. Curveball 72 in their top of the zone for strike 1. Gray skies, cloudy. Sun has set here in Utica.
We'll be grooving when the sun goes down, and it's 67 degrees in downtown Utica.
Just been kind of overcast and a little chilly the last 2 days. Hopefully tomorrow brings better weather.
It's supposed to be 80 degrees tomorrow and still partly cloudy.
1-1 to Parker. In on the hands and low, fouled away, 1-2.
Although next week it's supposed to heat up. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, mid-80s to high 90s. Definitely want to roll out the sunblock for those days.
Be sure to pack the sunscreen, definitely. Next week looks like games Thursday and Friday as a swing and a miss for Parker. He goes down swinging. First strikeout of the appearance for Carson Ferry. Usually he's coming out firing to get strikeouts, but that's the first one. Next week it's the Beavers and the Unicorns leading things off to start the week on Thursday. It's our first regular week for the USPBL season. Games Thursday, Friday, doubleheader Saturday, and a 105 game on Sunday. The doubleheaders, we'll remind you, all start with the first game taking place at 5:30 and the second game at 7:50. It'll be 2 7-inning games. All 4 teams will play on Saturdays the rest of the way for almost the rest of the summer until we get to postseason baseball in September. Brown, only his third plate appearance today, a walk in the 5th inning and a run scored. Flew out his first time up in the 3rd. As you can see on the screen, the cotton fuzzies are now coming into play.
Must be coming from those trees over the Clinton River.
Brown ahead in the count, 2-0. Chokes up on the bat. Waits, fastball low and away, misses. 3-0, Brown likely taking everything here. Ferry works third base side of the rubber. Delivers a fastball in the dirt at 90 and a 4-pitch walk. Elijah Brown reaches for the second time today.
Elijah Brown, a very mathematical batter, will take what the pitcher will give him, and he won't chase for anything that is out of the ordinary. And now, Carson Ferry.
It's the 4th walk of the day for the Hoppers. The 3rd one for Ferry. Now he's got to go through the top of the order, starting with Nathan Ade. Ferry keeping an eye on Brown over there at first. Brown's 2 for 2 on stolen bases this year. He's got 2 triples this year as well. Has a lot of speed to get around those paths, and there he goes. First pitch. Luker struggled on the transfer. Won't be a throw. And now a man in scoring position for Nate Ade.
Elijah Brown taking advantage of Carson Ferry's motion.
Ferry backs off again, wants to talk it over with Luker, calls for time. Not totally sure if this is about signs or if about pitch selection. As we mentioned, Ferry came into this game with only 6 walks on the season. Check that, 5 walks on the season. 3 of them, or he has 3 today. So now up to 8 total. Just quite hasn't had the command. The stuff still looks good. The velocity is all still the same. The off-speed pitches, there's a good one there. 91 up in the zone, strike one. The off-speed pitches and the breaking balls have still looked tight. Still had good spin, 2,300 RPMs on that last fastball, but just the location and the command not totally there today for Ferry.
Pitchers will have their ups and downs, and it's just one of those days for Carson Ferry. He's not pitching a bad game. He's just trying to find the zone.
That riding fastball from the lefty misses above the strike zone, 2-1 on Ade. Brown, the runner at second. Healthy lead. Dances around a little bit too. Up and in again. Ferry trying to pinpoint that high and inside fastball. Instead, he falls behind 3-1. Mammoths lead it 3-2 here in the 7th. The 3-1 pitch to Ade. Hit hard down the right field line and foul.
It's going to hit JJ's apartment over there.
Count is now full. Ade has already seen 1 full count this game. That's not unusual for him. We talked about an innate ability to make pitchers work for it. Payoff pitch. Fouled back off the mask of Luker, and we'll do it all again.
It was a good hack to stay alive and keep this longer at bat going.
It was a good pitch for Ade to hit 91 middle. Just hard to catch up to with the velocity from Ferry. Lefty delivers. Breaking ball, checked his swing. Did he go? He did. Nate is tagged out on the drop third strike. Much needed strikeout, second of the inning and the day for Carson Ferry. Tanner Thomas, 0 for 2 in a walk today, comes up.
Also with an RBI ground out to the right side to score another run for the Mammoths.
That brought home Houston Parker. First pitch 91, up, foul back. Crowd still buzzing here. Not too many people have left the ballpark yet. Enjoying a quality pitching duel today. That one's in the dirt, 1-1. 2 runs on just 2 hits and no errors for the Diamond Hoppers, and 3 runs on just 4 hits with no errors for the Mammoths as well. No errors for either team. It's been a really good defensive game.
Been very solid for both sides. Both pretty equal, pretty solid starting pitching, and runner goes.
Round goes for third as it's fouled back by Abe. Pretty easy to not have any errors when there's only 6 total hits through 6.5 innings.
Both starting pitchers working themselves, doing it themselves, getting a lot of strikeouts. Cook with 6 and Verbrugge had 5.
Now 1-2 on Thomas. Waits, swings, fouled again. Third foul ball this at bat.
That looked like a curveball that was going to drop into the zone, and Thomas just got in front of it too quick just to hack it off.
Just a 1-2 count, but the 6th pitch of the at-bat coming. Brown goes again. Luker again can't collect on the transfer, and Brown gets an easy second steal since he's been out there.
Looked like that delayed steal again.
It's Brown's 4th of the season. The pitch missed. So now 2-2 on Thomas. Below the zone, Ferry wanted it. Some of the fans behind the plate did too. Instead, it's a full count. Pitch number 9 on the way. Almost 2,500 RPMs on that fastball from Ferry. Full count. Chopped foul. Great job by Thomas to just battle in this at bat. Was down 1-2. Saw some good pitches from Ferry. He's clearly trying to put him away with the fastball, and that's not an easy thing to stare down when you know 91, 92 is coming down on you in a second.
If you've ever seen a 91, 92 mile-an-hour fastball, look it up on YouTube, look it up on Instagram, anything. It's not easy to hit.
Payoff pitch, he got him. Low and away in the zone. Thomas doesn't like it. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Carson Ferry. He avoids any damage as we head to the top of the 8th. Excuse me, the bottom of the 7th on the US PBL Network.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
So I was actually correct. It is the top of the 8th here from Jimmy John's Field. Bo Atkins will come out for likely 1 inning before we see Collins slip and slide Ledbetter. So Greg Lokinen that is, finishes his day. Due up for the Hoppers, Chris De Los Santos, Walker Paz, and Michael Luker, 6, 7, 8 hitters.
What do you think those umps are talking about down there?
Probably what to expect this inning. Maybe they're talking about that last song, Sweet Caroline.
Yeah. Maybe they're trying to figure out who sings it.
Our director, PJ, does not like that song.
No,
Yankees fan.
Yankees fan, yep.
It's a Red Sox song. Apparently, I don't know if it's just a Red Sox song. I'm sorry, PJ, but there are many institutions, including the USPBL, who do that song every single home game everywhere. There's one college basketball team in the Big Ten that does it every single home game. I forget who it is.
I know Wisconsin does Jump Around because that's their traditional song that they use at most of their sporting events.
So Atkins takes over on the mound. Bo Atkins, a newcomer, had his first appearance in the USPBL last weekend. 23-year-old coming out of Central Methodist before coming over here as a four-seam slider, fork ball, and a curve as well. The four-seam will range anywhere from 87 to 93 miles an hour. 2 innings pitched, 2 run. One of them was earned, a walk and a strikeout, his first professional appearance. Right-hander with a more interesting delivery than most. Has that kind of wide leg swoop at the end.
Really drops his arm down, too.
Only stands at 6'2". I say only because we have some of the pitchers in this league. Eric Sandness is, I believe, 6'6". James Crick is 6'5". Jacob Wazinski is 6'8". He's the tallest player in the league. Carson Ferry, Andrew Verbrugge, those guys are 6'5".
Yeah, we got a lot of tall drink of waters out on the bump. And 6'2" is no slouch. Like, that's above average.
De Los Santos 1 for 3 with a single today. Thought about going, did not. 80-mile-an-hour slider on the outside for ball 1. Popped him up. Ranging over is McFadden, calling everybody off. The third pop-up put out for McFadden today, and the first out of the inning.
Next up is second baseman number 16, Walker Has.
McFadden reaping the benefits off of the Jimmy John's Field wide foul territory.
You play on the field that you're given, and it may not be perfect, but there's about 40 yards at its biggest of foul territory on either side here at Jimmy John's Field. Paz looks at a strike 1.
That's one thing about baseball. All the stadiums can be different dimensions. No other sport is like that.
Hard hit on the ground to second. Parker, a little slide, pop up, throw back to first. 2 up, 2 down. And here's Michael Luker with not 1, not 2, but 3 walks so far today. So Luker steps up for his 4th plate appearance. 0 for 0 on the day. Luker is still looking for his first hit this season as well. 0 for 6 before today. Got the call to start this game. Primarily Whit Hughes will be the starter for the Diamond Hoppers. He gets the day off. Had a good game in the non-public, did Hughes. Had a single that was a part of that 2-out rally that kept the inning going. An RBI single at that. Luker got caught. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and out number 3. Checked his swing and went around, so 3 up and 3 down. Nice job for Bo Atkins. Now the Mammoths with a one-run lead will bat in the bottom of the 8th when we come back.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier health care and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
We joined Green Path and instantly felt a support around us.
They developed a plan on paper, and this is how we're going to do it.
The plan that they gave me was something that was sustainable. It was something I could do. It was actually lowering my payments monthly by hundreds of dollars.
Choosing Green Path is a no-brainer.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Back here, Jimmy John's Field. Carson Ferry goes out there for the bottom of the 8th. Don't think Ferry will quite close out this game for the Hoppers. It's expected that we saw Luke Drummond warming up earlier. He's the expected guy to come out after Ferry, whether that's here in the bottom of the 8th, if Ferry gets in any trouble, or in the 9th remains to be seen.
The only way that would happen is if the Hoppers end up tying this game, we go to the bottom of the 9th frame. And now Nick Caruso for the Mammoths.
Caruso, Vaughn Jr., and Weinberger Jr. all due up. Caruso whittles this one foul. 3-4-5 hitters, heart of the order for Ferry. In a high-pressure situation, really needs his team to get out of this inning. Curveball doesn't quite dip in there, ball 1.
All Ferry needs to do is just snap that wrist down just a little bit more, and he's got that all day long.
Riding fastball well above the zone. Caruso, a 185 average before today. Strikeout and 2 pop-outs so far. Still looking for that big breakout game. 3 for 4, a couple RBIs maybe. He has it in him. He knows he does. We've seen it in batting practice. His teammates know he can do it. Clearly his coaches do too. He's hit in the top 3 of the order in almost every game so far this year.
Yeah, they just know that he's got it. He just has to find the open green grass out there in the outfield, and he's all set. He's hitting the ball very well. It's just unfortunately right to the defenders.
2-1 count. Lefty-righty matchup. Hard hit to Pup on the ground. He boots it. Now over to third. De Los Santos not going to have any time. And Caruso reaches. That ball might have been hard hit enough for it to be a hit. We'll see what they put it up on the scoreboard as. They do give Pup the error. So Caruso gets another offer, but he reaches on the error by Pup at short.
like we mentioned before, Caruso hits the ball very hard and caused Pup to botch that one over at short. He's got a lot.
It's the first error of the game for either team. Hard hit to De Los Santos. He boosts this one. Might be a double play ball. Still throw to second, relay to first. No, they did get Caruso at second. That's a tough break for Nick Caruso. We talked about how he needs to get on base and just have one of those games. He finally does. In the next pitch, Vaughn Jr. hits a rocket to third, and Caruso is forced out at second base. So Vaughn reaches on a fielder's choice, and now Weinberger Jr. up with one on and one out. Vaughn going on the first pitch, not even close. An easy steal for Greg Vaughn Jr. Seen the Mammoths steal quite a bit tonight.
At least 4 stolen bases for the Mammoths today.
I got 5 on mine. 2 of them coming from Elijah Brown in the same inning back in the 7th. Now the 1-0 to Weinberger. Fastball low, dotted for a strike, 1-1. Healthy lead for Vaughn at second, not being held by the shortstop Pup back to the base. That's strike 2 for Ferry.
Weinberger Jr. 1 for 2 today, has a single and a walk, and has a runner on second with 1 out. This could be an insurance run for the Mammoths, a well-needed one too, if they can get Vaughn Jr. home.
Popped up. Pup is there, right in front of the second base bag and to the left, and he'll grab it for out number 2. So Vaughn momentarily stranded at second while Dakota McFadden, the 6-hole hitter, steps up.
He's grounded out 3 times tonight.
Checking in on Facebook, Laura K. Lombardi-Chidze says, great singing, guys. Well, Laura, you don't have to lie, but we do appreciate it. If you're just joining us, Laura referring to our rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game for the 7th inning stretch. If you want to hurt your eardrums, you can rewind a few minutes and go back and check it out. We do not recommend that for your own health and safety.
We do recommend earplugs.
Yep. 1-0 to McFadden. Vaughn the runner at second, 2 down. Bottom of the 8th, swing and a miss. A big cut for McFadden. He wanted that one. That fastball elevated. Couldn't quite catch up to it. Ferry works third base side of the rubber. Delivery outside, well placed, perfectly located pitch. Low and away, right on the black corner for a strike. And there is the man, Collins, slip and slide, Ledbetter. Looking to come on and get the save, his 3rd of the season for the Mammoths. Strike 3, McFadden knew it before it got there. Doesn't quite love the call. Ferry gets a much-needed strikeout looking. Last chance for the Hoppers as we head to the top of the 9th on the US PBL Network.
At Fifth Third Bank, we're working hard to make banking a Fifth Third better, which means we put 166.7% into everything we do.
I think you can only give 110%.
Well, with free checking, fraud protection services, and an automatic savings tool to help you quickly reach your goals, 166.7% is possible.
Oh, wait till my 8th graders hear about this. They're gonna be like, it's not possible. Well, yes it is.
This is banking, a Fifth Third better.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How are they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
I'm all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA Councils.
Well, it's about that time, the top of the ninth. The Mammoths, the home team, have a 3-2 lead, so Colin Slip and Slide Ledbetter comes on. Gets that nickname for that ferocious slider that he has that we've seen. He's really just fastball slider, 91, 92 mile an hour fastball. That slider will touch 87, maybe 88. It's got really tight spin. It's hard to hit. Colin Ledbetter, we really can't say enough about how good he has looked at the start of this year.
Colin Ledbetter only really needs 2 pitches. When the slider's that good, you really don't need an extra pitch to throw off the batters if they can't hit it in the first place.
Ledbetter is pretty fresh, did not pitch in the last game, a win in the non-public on Tuesday for the Mammoths, 8-2 over the Beavers. The last time we saw him, Colin Ledbetter retired the last 7 batters in a row, all via strikeout. He didn't throw a called ball, a ball that missed the strike zone, until the last batter.
I remember that, going 1-2-3, 1-2-3, and then finishing it off. It was absolutely insane.
So Drew Bayard will pinch hit for Griffin Schneider. It'll be 9-1-2. Not the most ideal, but not the worst. If you're the Diamond Hoppers, Ryan Kottke and John Dombrowski, they're co-managers this year. Bayard looks at a fastball, 92 out of the pen. Below for ball 1. Hard hit under the glove of Houston Parker. Drew Bayard, a much-needed single that he gets right there. That's Bayard's first professional hit. First hit this year was 0 for 22 before that. And in the top of the ninth, when the Diamond Hoppers have their backs on the wall, he gets a leadoff single.
A solid effort over there from Houston Parker, the second baseman, laying out for it, but just missed it.
And now a guy you definitely want to see at the plate if you're a Diamond Hoppers fan, Alex Pupp. There's that slider, a little off speed, 81. In there for a strike. Pupp certainly didn't look ready for it to be that slow. You think Colin Ledbetter, you think velocity, RPMs, hard hitting. There it is. 81 again. That slider is just nasty from Colin Ledbetter.
It's a good change of pace. 10 mile an hour difference can certainly throw off the timing of batters.
The 0-2 to Pupp. Fastball waved at it and foul. Good job by Pupp to fight that one off behind 0-2. The tying run at first. The leading run at the plate. Pupp looks at a called third strike. Another slider from Colin Ledbetter. Backwards K for out number 1.
Absolutely filthy backdoor slider, got him. Ledbetter pitching his best right now.
Ledbetter does such a good job with that slider of 1, tunneling it, and 2, I don't know if we've seen him miss this year. That thing is always low and away, backdoor, or low and in on the hands. Nowhere that you can really get a barrel on it and do much with it. A lot of guys will step up and wait for a mistake pitch. And with Colin Ledbetter, that just never comes. 1-0, fastball, single into the left center field gap. A one-out single from Blake Porter, and now there's 2 on and 1 out for Joe Burke.
Now batting the first baseman, number 15, Joe Burke.
It's good opposite field hitting, tailing away from Elijah Brown.
Brown was shaded up the middle a little bit more than normal on that one. And now Joe Burke, the only offense today for the Hoppers, a 2-run shot from this man back in the top of the 3rd inning. Boy, would he like to have another one of those right here, or even just a regular old rinky-dink single. Tying run at second, leading run at first. Insurance run at the plate. Burke looked at a slider, spits on it for ball 1. The 1-0. Caruso setting up low and away. Same slider again. Burke watches it go by. Burke's very attentive to everyone around this league. Knows how a lot of these pitchers like to pitch. He knows what Colin Ledbetter wants to do when he gets up there. Burke swings at a fastball. Let go of the bat. Just kind of slipped out of his hand. 2-1 as it was fouled away.
There's a reverse of what we normally see. The ball is usually going that far where the bat stays in the batter's box. The other way around.
Kottke delivers it back to his 3-hole hitter. Kreitzer brings the delivery as well. Some pine tar, sticky stuff on the grip for Burke. Now we're ready with the 2-1. It's Bayard on second, Porter on first, 1 out. Another slider misses. Joe Burke is just not someone who's going to chase that pitch. He's making Colin Ledbetter come to him. It's worked so far, good count.
Doesn't want to give up a walk here to load the bases.
3-1 slider missed. And that will load the bases. Tough pressure situation. Bayard over to third. Porter over to second. And Burke will waltz on down to first after a really good job laying off of those sliders and working the walk. Colin Ledbetter, that's just his 2nd walk this year.
Crazy to think about the amount of innings he's pitched. McFadden playing a touch in over at first base right now.
First pitch to Kreitzer in there for a strike. Kreitzer struggles today, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. It's Bayard over there on third. Fouled away, 0-2. Kreitzer watches that one go by below the zone, ball 1. Fastball at 92. Bases loaded, 1 out. The DH. Lefty-righty matchup. Below the zone again.
This is the best opportunity the Hoppers had all day, besides the 2-run homer.
The Hoppers haven't had a run since the 3rd inning. This is also the last time they had a hit until Bayard led things off with a single, and Porter followed it up with a single this inning as well. Kreitzer kills that ball into the ground. Foul, got way out in front of it. So 4 hits today for the Diamond Hoppers. They've left 8 on base up until this point. The 2-2. And another lost bat. Kreitzer wants some pine tar. McFadden will grab that one.
After giving some to his buddy, Joe Burke, looks like he needed some too.
Needs a little bit himself.
And it looks like Sean Lawler joining the relay of the pine tar.
Lawler waiting on deck, hoping desperately he can step up and do some damage after Kreitzer. 2-2. Bayard, Porter, Burke the runners. Pitch outside and another full count.
It's a good battle by Nick Kreitzer.
Him and Burke have given Ledbetter all that he can handle. Burke worked a 5-pitch walk, and this will be pitch number 8 to Kreitzer. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Much needed strikeout for Colin Ledbetter. Second of the inning, second of the night.
Hoppers are down to their last out. Bases are loaded. 2 down.
And now the Hoppers are down to their last out. Can't get much more high intensity than this for Sean Lawler. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-run game in the top of the 9th.
This is what backyard dreams are made of.
We know if Ledbetter is going to get an out, they're usually going to be strikeouts. This one bounces off Caruso. It's way, he doesn't know where it is, and in comes Bayard to score. It hit the pads, and that's a tie ball game at 3 apiece. Down to their last out, a wild pitch for the Hoppers. They score their 3rd run and tie it.
Hoppers catch a break. Caruso's been a wall back there in the entire day, and he gets one by him. Ledbetter with a wicked googly says it's my fault.
Every runner advanced. That one looked like it might have even bounced off the plate on the replay and just taken a huge hop right off the plate. You know, people who've played baseball know that plate can be a little bouncy. As Lawler checks his swing. The appeal to the field umpire, he did not go. Wild stuff to bring Bayard home. The 3rd run, too, what's interesting enough, the 3rd run that the Mammoths have, well, it came in a 3-run inning, was from Elijah Brown on a wild pitch as well. So this is a 2-2 game if everything goes right for both of these pitchers, and instead it's tied at 3 apiece. We've got an issue with for Colin Ledbetter right now. So Ledbetter and the Mammoths intentionally walk Lawler to get the force out. I think Colin Ledbetter just doesn't agree with the decision by Taylor Jellikowski, his manager. It'll bring up Chris De Los Santos, who's 1 for 4 today. Had a single in the 2nd. As we mentioned, just 1 of 4 hits for the Hoppers today. Slider in there, strike 1.
After the ball crossed the plate and hit it, that is 2 out of 4 bases that have been hit today in play.
Swing and a miss, quickly behind 0-2.
The only ones that haven't been victim to the ball today are the 1st and 3rd base.
The 0-2 to De Los Santos. Bases loaded. Hits it into the infield. Here's Parker, flip to first. McFadden's there, and we'll head to the bottom of the 9th. We're not quite done yet. Drama at Jimmy John's Field, and we've got to go to the bottom half of the 9th. Tied at 3. It's the Woolly Mammoths and the Hoppers. Stick around. Don't blink an eye. We've got a good one here.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward, not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
Well, it's closing time here between the Mammoths and the Hoppers, and that brings on the closer for the Hoppers, Michael DeSanti, in a tie game situation. We already saw the Mammoths closer, Colin Ledbetter, get the blown save after the wild pitch, brought Drew Bayard home to score and tie the game with bases loaded and 2 outs. And now leading things off, it'll be Buddy Duane Jr., who started the rally with a triple back in the 5th. To give the Mammoths their only 3 runs in that 3-run 5th inning. Duane takes a big swing and a miss on strike 1.
Cha-Cha's right out of the batter's box.
.92-mile-an-hour fastball for DeSanti. He's also going to be up in that 90 to 93 area. Has a 4-seam and a 2-seam fastball. Changeup will be in the low 80s and the slider in the mid to high 70s. The 1-1, that is the changeup, bounces back 2-1. Fastball. De Los Santos, gloves, over to first. 1 up, 1 down.
Good routine play over there from Chris De Los Santos to get the first out of the inning. Plays it on the 1 hop.
Here's Houston Parker. 2 for 3 today, struck out in the 7th. And in the 5th and the 2nd, singled in both of those at-bats. An RBI single it was in the 5th to bring home Buddy Duane Jr. Fouls that fastball right back to the screen, 0-1.
Parker calls for time, and Luker will also take his time too.
Go out there, talk some strategy about how to pitch to Houston Parker, who's been dangerous today. The only multi-hit player at all in this game. Oh, 1 in there, 76-mile-an-hour slider for strike 2. Parker quickly behind, 0-2, riding fastball at 92. That thing has life on it, but misses for ball 1. DeSantis stands on top of that mound at 6'5", 230. 23-year-old from West Hempstead, New York. Has appeared in 4 situations so far this year. Fouled back by Parker again. 5.4 ERA in 5 innings for DeSantis. 7 strikeouts to just 2 walks this year. Has given up a home run.
Some good solid stats you want from your closer.
Now the 1-2. Parker thought it hit him. The ump wanted to call strike 3. He didn't officially give the little punch out, but Taylor Jellikowski doesn't like that one either. I thought it missed the zone as well. Instead, it's a called 3rd strike, 2 up and 2 down for DeSantis.
Looks like Houston Parker was also commenting that it actually hit.
That's what I thought he was saying. I thought it hit his elbow pad. He kind of stuck that elbow out a little bit. Looking at the replay on our YouTube monitor. Nonetheless, it brings up Elijah Brown with nobody on and 2 outs. Some people reacting on the YouTube. Marcus W. says, got to clip that after Bayard came around to score. Roddy Thomas said, Andrew Bayard, let's go. Rat King said, what just happened? As Brown skies this one foul, makes it 1-1. The 1-1 to Brown. Inside, Luker tried to frame it, didn't get the call. Another hard fastball at 91. DeSantis will come in and throw heat. He's voiced to his coaches that he's really only going to be a 1, in very rare cases, 2 innings guy. About 30, 25 pitches is his limit before things start to head south. But when he is on at the start, he is on. 2 up, 2 down right now. Behind 3-1, though, to Elijah Brown. Swing and a miss. Count is full.
When you have that short of a leash of 25 to 30 pitches, that you have to think, putting that into batter terms, that's not that many batters that he's allowed to face. 5, 6, possibly 7 if he can make quick work.
Payoff pitch, another called 3rd strike. 3 up, 3 down, just what the Hoppers needed. They tie it in the 9th, retire the side in the bottom half, and we'll head to extra innings here in the 10th on the US PBL Network. Stick around, it's a great ball game here on Friday Night Fireworks.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Extra innings, free baseball here from Jimmy John's Field on the US PBL Network. Due to the time constraints of the time limit, we're we're running up on 2.5 hours here. We have negated the regular extra inning, 10th inning rule where both teams would bat. They would each start with a runner on second. It would be the last out of the previous inning, and we would go from there and see if anybody won. We're going straight to sudden death. And if you're new to this, if you haven't understood, here's what happened over the break. Taylor Jellikowski and Ryan Kotke convened at the mound with the managers. There was a coin toss. The home Westside Woolly Mammoths and Taylor Jellikowski got to decide. They lost the coin toss, so the decision went to the Hoppers, and Ryan Kotke decided whether he wanted to hit or to pitch. If he decided to hit, his team would bat with a runner on first, and if they scored a run, they would win. If they didn't score a run, they would lose. He decided for his team to pitch. Now all his team has to do is go out there, not give up a run to the Mammoths, who also will start with a runner on first. As long as the Hoppers don't give up a run here, they will win. As long as the Mammoths score a 1 run here, they will win. So sudden death baseball.
In sum, no international rules, no man on second. We're skipping right to the good stuff, the sudden death. Whoever scores wins. If the Mammoths score, they win.
So
if the Hoppers don't let them score, they win.
So Brown, who was the last out, will go to first base and be the ghost runner. Nathan Ade will lead things off in the top of the 10th. Well, I guess bottom, whatever you want to call it. If we're going chronologically, it's top of the 10th. The Mammoths are the home team, so it's technically the bottom, I guess.
Let's be fancy. We'll just call it the middle of the 10th.
It'll be Ade, Thomas, and Caruso due up. DeSantis stays out there for the Hoppers. He got out of the last pressure situation in the bottom of the 9th with a 1-2-3, 2-strikeout inning. Delivers a fastball bottom of the zone for strike 1 to Nathan Ade. Hard hit to right, but foul over towards the umbrellas. Oh, 2 to Ade. If you're just joining us, the Diamond Hoppers started this game and this offense with a 2-run shot from Joe Burke in the 3rd inning. That was all the offense we had until the 5th, in which a Buddy Dwayne leadoff triple, started a 3-run rally in the 5th for the Mammoths. And there's a balk from Michael DeSantis in the 0-2 count that puts the winning run in scoring position with nobody out. I think Elijah Brown was privy to DeSantis' movements. Maybe before that was arguing his case and got the call. So DeSantis balks. I didn't quite see that one.
It looked like Elijah Brown saw it before the fielding umpire did.
Ooh, DeSantis was looking in on the signs. If you go back on the YouTube and watch, DeSantis was looking in on the signs and kind of hesitated as he pulled back. I think Luker might have had one more sign for him, or he shook him off, and he knew it was a balk right away. And Brown is awarded second base. So now the winning run 90 feet closer. Continuing our game recap, it was 3-2 after the 5th all the way until the top of the 9th, in which the Diamond Hoppers, down to their last out, had the bases loaded, and a wild pitch from Colin Ledbetter brought Drew Bayard home to score to tie it at 3 apiece. Luker frames the 0-2 but is not going to get the call. 1-2 now. So Brown, who was the last out in the bottom of the 9th, is the runner on second. Ade, the leadoff man, faces a 1-2. Righty-righty matchup. Another foul ball from Ade. Good fastball from DeSantis, almost 93 there.
It's a good spoil here from Nathan Ade. Trying to get a pitch he likes and possibly take it to that big, wide open right center gap.
Outfielders are in a little bit. Any bloop or short single, they'll have to have a play at the plate to stop Elijah Brown, who's got a lot of speed on second from scoring. Check swing, ball gets past. Luker slides down. Brown's going to easily get to third. And before you know it, a balk and a wild pitch bring the winning run to third base with nobody out. Nathan Ade, the leadoff batter, hasn't even had to swing the bat, and he's got the winning run on third.
if you're Nathan Ade here, all you're looking for is either a bloop single to score the run, something to the outfield. Could even be a sacrifice fly.
The 2-2 swing and a miss. Much needed strikeout from Michael DeSanti, and he barks back at Nathan Ade, his third strikeout of the night.
Next up for the Westside, Willie Mammoths, center fielder number 4, Taylor Thomas.
I think Taylor Jellikowski didn't like that DeSanti had words for Ade after that, and Michael DeSanti is an outspoken and boisterous kind of guy.
Now the home plate umpire is going to go out.
We'll see if he says anything.
Yeah.
You can't really fault DeSanti for being fired up. I mean, he was kind of at fault for Brown getting over to third in the first place without any outs, the balk and the wild pitch, and then he gets a much-needed strikeout. It's understandable that the guy's excited.
Absolutely. In the heat of the moment, your emotions can get the best if you don't, or if you're a boisterous person like DeSanti is, and they're going to intentionally walk.
So the Mammoths intentionally walked back in the ninth. They sent Lawler down to first to put the force on, and Ledbetter didn't like that decision. Now it's the Hoppers' turn. They'll intentionally walk Tanner Thomas to get the force out and bring up Nick Caruso. This does set up the double play for the Hoppers, which would end the inning and effectively the ball game. First pitch to Caruso, out to center. This might do it. It's caught by Porter. There's going to be a play at the plate. The throw. It's in time. Is it there? He got him! What a way to end the ball game. Fly out to Porter, and a stripe at home beats the speedster Brown, and it's over.
Interesting turn of events here late in sudden death. A short fly ball to center field and a frozen rope from Blake Porter out there in center field.
Heartbreak from the Mammoths, and the Hoppers don't look now, folks. They've won 3 in a row. They've beaten the first place Unicorns and the second place Mammoths to push themselves to 3-5. How about the throw from Blake Porter?
And now the Mammoths manager is going to go probably have some words with the Hoppers manager here to chat about DeSanti's actions after the game, having some words over to the Mammoth side.
Well, Blake Porter comes up huge for the Woolly Mammoths. He had a single back in the top of that ninth that kept the inning alive for them and brought Drew Bayard over to second, who also had a leadoff single. And then Porter catches the fly ball at center and throws an absolute dot to home plate, the second one we've seen in the last week, and gets Elijah Brown on time. We'll be right back with our post-game interview. What a ball game. Hope you enjoyed it, stuck around to watch. The Hoppers 4, they down the Mammoths 3 here on Friday Night Firework Night.
Ain't too many of the teams can defeat us. You on the sideline warming up the benches. Need a lesson? I can show you, I can teach ya. You see a Diamond Hopper fan, point 'em out. Ayy, fly ball, catch a frog, walk it out. Ayy, every time we score, I'm throwing up my diamond. Both hands in the air, same timing. Let's rock. Diamond Hoppers, Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Diamond Hoppers, we the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Diamond Hoppers, Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Diamond Hoppers, we the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Diamond Hoppers.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester, or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
There's nothing better than a ball game at Jimmy John's Field and a cold beer from Midland Brewing Company. Hi, I'm Kyle, the head brewer at Midland Brewing Company, here to wish you a stellar time making memories at Jimmy John's Field. And we hope that you're living it up with a Copper Harbor Ale in your cup. You can find more of our selections here at the ballpark and around town at your favorite bottle shops too. We hope you have a ball at the game, and remember, enjoy responsibly. Let's play ball.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
We joined Green Path and instantly felt a support around us.
They developed a plan on paper, and this is how we're going to do it.
The plan that they gave me was something that was sustainable. It was something I could do. It was actually lowering my payments monthly by hundreds of dollars.
Choosing Green Path is a no-brainer.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward, not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
Want to hit your home cleanup project out of the park? Well, making sure that your driveway is safe from damage? Rent a rubber-wheeled trailer from GFL and keep all of your bases covered. Our trailers come in 20 and 30-yard sizes for all your cleanup needs. Call GFL today to order your driveway-safe rubber-wheeled trailer. Team GFL, helping you win your cleanup project.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field after an astonishing game between the Hoppers and the Mammoths. We're here with our player of the game, Joe Burke. Joe, first I got to be honest. Our player of the game was Blake Porter after he had a single in the top of the ninth to keep the inning alive for you guys, and he had that catch and throw out to win the game at the end, but he lost his voice. No slouch for a second, though. You had a 2-run shot today. You were clearly seeing the ball well. You had a couple of flyouts out to center. Good day at the plate for you?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Wonderful day. Yeah.
The 2-run shot was a big one, your guys' only offense for a while. And then we got down to the ninth, and you guys were down to your last out at one point. You were up there with 1 out, and you really battled really well. I was impressed by that. You made Ledbetter throw a strike to you, and he didn't, and you took a walk and you got on base, and that kept the inning going to get the other guys up.
Yeah, Colin's phenomenal. He's a great pitcher. He attacks his own. But I knew what he was going to throw me. I knew the at-bat before I had with him, it was just straight sliders. So I knew what I was going to get. I know my approach, and I stuck with it. Wanted him to throw a strike. Unfortunately, I threw my bat on the only strike, but still I saw the slider well, and he still tried to get with it, but fortunately it worked out for me and for the guys.
So you were still able to get down to first and be on base for that wild pitch that brought home the tying run for you guys. Take us through your mind on that scenario. What did you see? To us up in the booth and on the monitor, it looked like it hit the plate and then Caruso's mask and kind of bounced off. Is that what you saw?
That's what I saw. It ricocheted. It looked more like a shoulder maybe, but I wasn't really sure. I just knew I saw it up, and I just knew everybody was running. I thought they were going to push for the second run, but I was ready to go third if I had to.
And so then in the 10th, the bottom, top, whatever you want to call it, of the 10th, you guys win the coin toss. Ryan Kottke elects to field. You said you liked the decision to field in that situation.
I did, yeah. I trusted our arm on the mound, DeSanti. He just attacks guys. You know, he's not afraid to go at you with his fastball. You know, we have a great defense, and it showed tonight. You know, Blake Porter, what a heck of a throw, man. I mean, you can't even get any better throw than that. And you know, we trust our defense, and at that time, I was great with it.
So we'll get you out on this one. Let's go through the drama real quick at the 10th. The balk, the leadoff hitter from A, the balk sends Brown to second. Wild pitch sends him to third. Elijah Brown might be the fastest guy in the Mammoths lineup today. And then what's the first thing that goes through your mind when you see Caruso hit that fly out to center? What are you thinking with only one out there?
I was just hoping it wasn't going to drop. That was all I was like, I got to get to the pitcher's mound to make sure he's got a good, a line to line up the throw. And I busted my butt to get to the mound. And if he hit me in the chest, I was ready to make that throw. But with the arm like that, you just have to be there to guide him, So.
All right, well, that's Joe Burke, our player of the game. After a wild finish, the Hoppers win 3 in a row. They beat the Mammoths 4-3. We're back here again tomorrow, Saturday, 7:05. See you then.
A few more people need to make it back to their seats, and that will be ready for the